Alright, let me change shirt. Let me get the BDS shirt on. Let me get the BDS shirt on. BRB, 1 sec.
Hey guys, Crown here after 2-0 against DFM. We're happy to have a better series than before, and we're just focused on our next. And we expect your support and you all to be there.
This is some clean League of Legends. You get bot prio, you got jungle advantage, you're gonna flash and you get the slow first. Now trying to go for the knock-up, gonna fish for the knockback. Caddy just knowing he has flash and safety, instantly EQ in, the flick back. Oh my god!
Alright!
That was clean as hell. But I'll save that because there's a dive
All right.
in. Ooh, flag and drag with the flash to extend. Kiaya now
Let's
in
rock and
trouble.
roll.
There's nowhere for him
BDS
to go.
time,
He
baby.
skips, jumps, and dies. Robo just walks
BDS
up.
time, baby.
And immediately just flashes on top of him. Bit of a fumble though, and the axe not quite connecting. And now, ooh, instant
Bro, what is that?
Kiaya. Oh, this should not be allowed. What is this Nard doing? He's just killing 2 grown-ass men on the top side of the map. Look at that Yordle go.
He's just killing 2 grown-ass men! Why do you tweet this picture? What is wrong with you? My Malzahar goat? What even is that? So yeah, that's PogChamp. We're gonna be in Korea, that's PogChamp. Once you play, God. Pedro spying for G2? I'm not spying. I'm not spying. Wait, this is the T1 cafeteria queue? In front for Keria's birthday? Yeah, I don't know how the T1 building works. There's apparently like streaming rooms I'm gonna be at, but... Is there like... public? Is it public as well, the building? Is it like the floors above or like the where they work, but the bottom floor is public? I'll probably be in the cafe a lot then, because I don't know where to get food while I'm streaming. I need to get food. So I'll probably just get food from the cafe. We're gonna play Mario Kart in the T1 office. Yeah, we are. I'm gonna take my Switch. I'm gonna take the Switch. I'm gonna play Mario Kart on the plane, practice, and then destroy Korea with my Mario Kart. Destroy all the Korean players in Mario Kart. They're gonna get absolute reality check. They're gonna get an absolute reality check.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Say hi to Glenn from work.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon.
That is a good plan. Glenn?
Get my plan starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Plus, save when you add perks like the Disney Bundle. It's your Verizon.
Finish. Oh, the speedrun video. Yeah, where's the speedrun video? Oh, yeah. Where is it? I closed it. I closed it. Yow! Oh, it's here.
And they were pulling no punches.
Okay, who has the official world speedrun? Who has it? Wow, C9 had 28 minutes, 32 minutes, 23 minutes. Wait, is it C9 that has it? Way too dank. What's going on?
When all was said and done, Evil Geniuses got a 2-hour, 46-minute,
2 hours 46, not bad.
Beating PSG's run by just 32 seconds. But one day earlier, Cloud9 got a monumental 2-hour, 42-minute,
2 hour 42
second run, comfortably securing them the airport speedrun world record, and finally bringing North America a record that would last longer than a day.
Do they still have it?
Cloud9 now reigns as the airport speedrun world record holder, and North American fans across the world can be content that one of their own has finally secured it. Just looking at all the different records over the years would never give you the full story, never tell you the work put in, the sacrifices made to set these times and achieve these records.
True.
This has been the history of the League of Legends World Championship Airport World Record.
NA, baby.
Thanks for watching.
NA, baby. So I don't think Golden Guardians takes it because it didn't count as Worlds. It didn't count as Worlds, but C9 still holds it. BDS holds it. Not BDS, C9 holds it. Who are you going to cheer for in T1 versus EU? Well, I have to cheer for EU, okay? Just because T1 is like hosting me in their facilities doesn't mean that I'm going to cheer for them over Europe, okay? It doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that.
Welcome back to World 2023.
What is this? Bro thinks he's on the team. Blood said, put me in, coach. What are you on about? What are you on about? I did not do that on Snapchat. That's not me.
In the event that Team BDS win this best of 3 against Flying Oysters, they will then face off against PSG in a best of 5 tomorrow.
Alright, ads are going to run in a sec. You can avoid ads by subbing with Tier 1 or Twitch Prime. You don't have to though, it's up to you. I'm just doing it so you don't get them in game. I have to run them during the break.
It is only 9-6.
I'll run them in like a minute or two. Don't worry about it.
LEC. The stakes are very, very high. Goldborg, when I come to you, immediate reactions and concerns, as well as where we're going to start our focus on this pre-match.
Yeah, I'd like to address to the people that I think there are a lot of concerns going on with BDS right now. Obviously, coming into this tournament, we start out hot against NA, but we're also in this situation where we are an EO 4th seed, and with that comes a lot of struggles and curses. So I think the narrative is really against us.
Okay, right. So
EU 4th seed is cursed.
Let's focus in on BDS's bot lane struggles.
EU 4th seed is
Caedrel
cursed.
did not look good. I think also when he swapped over to the Zai, some early struggles as well. Raz, maybe come to you first on this one.
Yeah, for this one, not picking up Cleanse, so he was an early target of just a flash Maokai stun, and that's unfortunate because, yes, we expected them to perform better in this game because the series prior was not good. So that is, to me, a little weird.
Oh
just
no,
because
not
I
the
came
2v2
into this
kill.
tournament knowing that Crown
Not
Shot
the 2v2
is
kill.
an incredible player, that they can play around him in front-to-back team fighting, but with the inconsistencies, it's just been weird to see.
That might be the problem with Crown Shot. It's Crowny that's playing on the Rift.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
You're thinking of someone completely different. But I also, to be serious, think that they just haven't won almost a single laning phase, and most of the time either they will lose. They lost 2 laning phases against DFM despite winning that series, but also they often default.
Our laning phase is weak.
Not we're going to beat you in lane to we're going to survive the lane. And I think the most obvious one has obviously been Krani's Ash roll that a lot of people out there are already quite tired of, and they should be too. But I also think there's too many times where we will default to a Braum, where it's not into a Nautilus but into an Alistar, which is still very playable for the Alistar, and we don't have the same playmaking potential where Labrov is at his best. The Rakan is his best champion. It's the playmaking that we want to see from them.
So obviously the champion pool has one impact on it, but then I also think the playstyle and the decision making. I want to put some numbers to something you just said, Goldborg, because let's actually take a look at the goal difference at 14.
What's the score, chat? It hasn't begun yet.
BDS as a team, their early game performance, and this is averaged out across all the games at Worlds. This does not include the series against Golden Guardians. That was the qualifier series. That's not the World Championship.
It hasn't begun yet.
Plus 1,500 for Adam. And then negatives across the board. Obviously, 100, 200. I'm not going to be the most critical there,
Instagram.
but again, it is indicative, and it's kind of surprising versus the pre-tournament expectations.
Yeah, it is. At least for Adam, he's been feasting on a lot of top laners. There's one that came to mind where in Game 1 versus Sparta.
Sure, man.
Also,
I'll
the
eat that.
previous series, he kind of walked all over Oppaman. And so that's great to see that Adam is in form.
As long as it has no
we
source,
are
I'm
quite
good.
critical towards Crowny, but he's been actually doing pretty average. He's been doing well, decently.
No source, GG.
It's, for me, like, the jungle and mid lane duo we'll talk about later on as the day goes on that have been inconsistent, but the bot lane is what we're focusing on because his matchup is Shun. And Shun has been showing out. Game 1 in the prior series, his Kalista was what won them that game.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
And you should be as well. But I think this is where you can actually have utilization of the Braum that I was a big critical of, because Xiaoxi also likes the champions. Because the bot lane of CFO in general is the bot lane that will make plays. They will get ahead, and then they will move that gold lead into the team fights where they will pop off. And this is where I think you can start addressing the jungle and mid lane concerns as well, because
What?
Gemini and Jimian has been super impactful as well on the side of CFO.
Yes, Jimian has been a shock for me, and a lot of people who've watched him play.
Yeah, when I say to them,
North
yo,
America,
can you
he
put
came
that
back
sauce
to
on the
BCS
side?
and
They're gonna be like,
performing
get
in
the
that
fuck
quadruple
out of
he
here.
had on Jace was exceptional, and right, Sheo came into this tournament, destroyed River, and so I had high hopes for him.
Get the fuck
But
out of
then
here,
has
idiot.
been having really poor showings. His mid lane jungle, like 2v2s, especially in the top side of the map, have just been falling flat. And it's weird because a lot of the times Adam's been getting advantages. They try to play towards him a little bit more, but they fall before they even get to him, and so he's been left on that island.
So listen, is it fair to say Flying Oysters have demonstrated a much stronger early game than BDS from what we've seen thus far?
I think it's even fair to say that CFO might be coming in as favorites in today's matchups, not just based on individual skill level, but also just in confidence shown. I think that it's not that there's bad players at all on BDS. I think it's the fact that they're playing scared. When I watch them play, they are a bit afraid to make the same plays that they committed with. And I was quite hopeful in the beginning, because I saw them play against Golden Guardians. I saw Sheo flash over a red buff wall level 1, out jungle River that way. They were so creative. They're finding different ways to win. And then as soon as they won that matchup, it was like, all right, but now it's playing, so surely we can just breeze past it. They lost one game, and there was like, wait,
Chat, do you believe in BDS, yes or no?
Playing teams. At least that's how it seemed when I watched them play.
And that's fair. I'm still going to be more of a BDS homer here because after the CFO series...
You're all degenerates.
You can get my
t-shirt.
I'll be waiting for it.
Mod ban every single one of them.
The problem that I have with CFO is that their mid game is pretty hard to watch. Like, that was a beautiful
I
play
want
on
to see
the
all
Gnar
of them
and
banned.
Orianna,
Every single one. I'm going to look up
kills that they got that
from
won
my
them that
nuts.
team fight. But that was just them A-ramming for quite some time because they were not willing to play through
And
side
there's going to be
lanes.
no one chatting
And
because
that's
they're all
something
banned.
that I know BDS will play around. So I think BDS early game, sure, a little bit questionable. Their mid game is going to be what wins them this series for me.
Okay, so we've talked about
You
the
guys want
strengths
some
and the
nuts?
weaknesses of each respective team. Now I want to know, what do you anticipate happening? Coming into the series, Flying Oysters won the coin toss. They got to pick side selection, so they will be on the blue side.
Yeah, we can't have any.
Knowing that they're
Only
going to have
BDS
the
believers get
potential
nuts.
to first pick something in draft, also potentially allowing BDS counter pick. We've discussed what we want to see from Crownie. I think I want to see him performing better,
Only
playing to
BDS
the
believers
level
get
that we
nuts.
know that he can. We want to see Sheo having the impact that he did against Golden Guardians. What do you want to see from Flying Oysters or BDS, especially when we're going to draft, especially when we're going to game 1?
I think it's a good adaptation for CFO, knowing what BDS has already struggled with. Red side is often that counter pick side you pick just because you get to have a stronger side for your solo lane, and that's great for Adam. But the problem is BDS haven't actually been very good at utilizing counter picks on red side. So having blue side, you just get some of the priority picks. You can ban away the Orianna. You know the standard
Everyone
control
stand
ranges
up.
will come through from Nuke, and then you can just kind of pick whatever you want that's still strong at the other side. You want to pick an AP jungle in the beginning, like a Maokai? Cool, we have Jimmy and Jace coming through, and we're happy with playing that. Then we have the priority picks.
Yeah, the priority picks for me, I think Xayah is going to be first picked here from CFO.
All right.
And while people
Time
may
for
not
a
be
win.
a fan of it, if you see a good Ezreal, like a solid Ezreal game, you'll be
It's
happy
time for
to
a
see
win.
it. I think we'll see an Ezreal counter pick into it, and I think that's the correct choice. So I'm interested to see. I
Okay,
hope
then
we
it comes
don't
down
go
to execution and performance. I need a
Yes.
very quick winner and scoreline from each of you. Raz.
BDS 2-0.
2-0, I give it to BDS.
Wow.
Yep,
2-1
Raz
CFO.
based.
2-1 CFO.
What the
But
fuck?
Masters,
Did
let's hear
Goldborg
what Crownie
say
himself
2-1
had to say
CFO?
after the series yesterday.
Fire him! Fired! Fired!
It's
Fired!
good to be back on the winning
Fire
side. I
GB,
think we
fire
got
him.
a bit overconfident game 2
Yow!
against Team Wales, and then didn't
What?
adapt properly. And I even said in
2-1
the interviews
CFO?
I didn't like how I was playing. I
That
was
guy's
playing
been
a bit
working
passive,
NEC
like
for 2
champions and in-game.
years.
So
And that's
I
what
was
he's
on a
gonna
bit
do
more
to us?
agency today, which is what
To
I
his
like.
home?
I think the GG
Why is
win
your
also
shirt
helped me,
inside
but
out?
This one helps to regain
Okay,
confidence.
well, when I
after
drew
a
the
bad series.
BDS logo, I didn't
You know,
realize.
there's a lot of
I didn't
criticism
realize that
coming
it
your
was
way. It
inside
can
out.
affect you mentally, and this
But
kinda
I can't
helped
do
us
it the other way
find our
because now,
identity again.
if you wear it on normally, it's backwards. So I have to wear it inside out. It's fine though, I don't mind.
It's
not like anyone's gonna see me in it.
All the roots come down. Crownie goes down, but he takes two. Win him in a 2v1. Crownie stands tall, and the rest of his team know they can go full tilt on that top side.
I think to maintain our shape, we need to be very clear on exactly what we want to play. We need to stick to our identity that worked for us the whole year in LEC and not move like too far away from it. And other than that, we just need to be disciplined in game and not play like we did some of the games against Wales. I'd like to thank all the fans for their continued support. It's been amazing so far. Obviously, it's a first international tournament for most of us, but to see all the support like really means a lot. So I would just like to thank everyone.
Well,
Let's go, Crownie.
From the caster desk, here we are. It's going to be a soul-crushing series for EMEA fans. My
Dracos.
eyes will light up with joy. That's rude. But
I'm obviously kidding. I don't care.
I mean, okay, all right.
I don't care.
This is a weird vibe to start the series with. Anyway, it's CFO versus BDS.
Is it weird to say that your soul's going to be crushed if one team loses, and I'll say I'm elated if one team wins?
No, I guess we're
Same
both
energy,
kind of
different sides.
maybe overly invested. Here we are. This is going to be a wild series.
Yo,
CFO
Starfield,
has
thanks for
been
the 5
looking
gifted subs.
Pretty good, pretty solid. But you heard
Shit,
me
I forgot to run ads.
analysis.
Oh my god.
Series. BDS.
Okay, I need to run them now. If you want to avoid ads, you can sub with
us
0 on Twitch Prime. I promise you'll be not missing
um,
anything before the game
incredible
starts.
series.
I forgot to run them.
Show
I'm
us
sorry.
incredible
It's my bad. This is the first time it's happened. It won't happen again.
They looked
I'm sorry.
like gods. That's
I'm
what
sorry.
got
I'm
the game
sorry.
started. They
I'm
had
sorry.
one Darius game
I'm
where
sorry.
Adam
I'm
specifically
sorry.
and mostly Adam looked
I got
like a
distracted.
god. Every game
I got
after
distracted.
that has looked.
I got distracted.
We have seen that you can bounce
That'll
back
never
from a
happen
rough
again,
field.
ever. Never,
We saw
ever,
that
ever, ever,
just
ever, ever, ever
previously with
again. I'm
Gam
sorry.
having their revenge against.
And
here, I will say that
They're in a pause.
better yesterday. I think
They're
there
in a
are
pause.
still some concerns for BDS fans with regards to how proactive they are when they get ahead. I think they were happy to just win yesterday.
And my thing is, that version of BDS, the BDS that
I've
sits
written Ben.
quietly, comfortably in scales, is fine. That's
I did my
BDS that
Discord
won
prediction already.
spring for
I
the
did
most
them
part.
already.
They were great at team fighting. Adam absorbed
I
pressure.
did them already.
Crowny and Nuke carry team.
Jarvan Ben?
That's what they
Okay,
were so
Crowny,
good.
what are we
The
gonna
problem
pick
is, as we
today?
get further and further
Nope,
into
we're not
tournament,
gonna pick Ezreal.
the amount
Wrong.
of teams who
We're
will
not
let
gonna
you
play
get away with
Ezreal.
that
Nope, it's not gonna
is
happen.
lower and
It's
lower
not gonna
and
happen.
lower.
We're not gonna
So
play
I think
Ezreal.
For EMEA fans, for BDS fans, LEC fans,
We're not
they
gonna play
want to
Ezreal.
see
We're gonna
the
ban
Lord sit
Maokai
back
last
and
as well. We're gonna ban
scale or
Maokai.
pray
Here's
to
gonna be a
God that
Maokai
Adam
ban. We're gonna
does
ban
Adam.
Maokais. Maokai.
And, you know, you can maybe have that prayer answered in Swiss stage. Because I think you can, if you're playing well, get away with it against what looks like their path forward to Swiss stage from here. The fact that you were going up against CFO, and then if you win this, you're going up against, I almost said GAM, not GAM. PSG Talons.
Yep.
Both those teams from the PCS region tend to play a little bit slower, and if you're willing to just take scaling opportunities, you might be able to match them in that. So I don't think that BDS needs to try and reinvent the wheel here and really go too far outside their comfort zone. I think it's just about playing a little bit better within it.
Certainly.
I couldn't give a fuck about Blitzcrank. Why are you banning it?
Team fighting. Maokai overall feels like a jack of all trades in terms of.
Now they have
team
Maokai
contribution.
Jace options. They have
Individually,
so many
obviously, can be a
options.
pretty underwhelming champion. But
Okay, we've got Darius
does
open though.
so
Let's take
much
Zaya.
in the
Let's take
game.
Zaya. Rel.
Both
Zyrel?
teams.
Zyrel? Rel?
So Maokai
Rel.
will be the first pick in there, and no surprise, the analyst desk talked about it.
don't pick
Zaya
Lee Sin,
early
no,
cryo
no,
will be
no,
there
no.
too. Sheo.
No!
Lee Sin hover over here.
Don't fucking look at me like that.
Surely
Don't
not.
pick Lee Sin.
Just in there a little wide.
Ah,
Oh,
back
there
to
it is.
Sejuani.
That's
That's what I thought.
Very
EU
different
Sejuani,
flavor
baby,
from
our
previous
favorite.
series, but makes sense. I think both these junglers often utility
Now they can
for
play a
their
poke comp here,
respective teams,
CFO,
and
with
in the
Kai'Sa
anticipation of a
Jace,
game going
Jace
late, you want that
Ezreal.
beefy
Fuck this
front
Maokai
line.
pick.
But here's the Jace coming through.
I guess what could happen
Obviously,
here is
Jace
they could do
mid lane
Renekton
with
on
the carry.
3.
In this case, we can expect a Kai'Sa, I imagine.
they do
was
Jace, Kai'Sa,
incredibly
Ezreal,
powerful on the vast majority of playoffs patch.
they can do
It
Renekton
was
on
the
3.
Strongest composition by far. Jace worked strong in the mid lane with the Kai'Sa in the LEC season finals, so not surprising to see it potentially prior here. I would be surprised not to see a Kai'Sa.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to go for it. The poke AP variant of this that made it
Renekton on 3.
giga busted is not quite as powerful and largely gone. But the Maokai and Jace alone are able to combo together extremely well. The fact that you can land a sapling, which sets up
I think it turns out fine for
accelerated
BDS.
blast
With
is
Renekton on
very
3.
powerful, and you can chunk people out extremely easy if they're squishy at all, and that's one of the combinations. When you factor in a Kai'Sa poke as well, that's when it gets absolutely busted.
I just don't know
And
what
we'll
Nuke's
see
gonna
if,
play. I mean, they get counter
Jun
support.
ends up trying to build
Rakan is
something
down
to
and
go
Blitz
for.
is down,
Just
so they're gonna
stick
have to
with lethality
blind
or something else
Nautilus.
instead.
Yep.
So that
But
means
still,
that
just
maybe
making
they're
some
gonna ban
very
Brown
strong,
on a
stable
Renekton
comp
pick.
already from CFO, and using a lot of their most played champions.
And then they can
Most
Nautilus
played
on
from Gemini
4.
in Summer, and Jimian's second most played.
Then they can like
Jace
Cassio on
Kubernetes
5.
going there.
Azir!
And here
What?
they are.
Into poke?
Nuke gonna respond with the Azir. You know, control mages personally are what I like to see him on. Obviously, he has a couple of different signature picks. He likes the Cassio, he likes the Syndra, but I really enjoy his control mage play. Orianna has been taken away, so Azir is the next in line.
Oh, the
Is
pick'ems.
a very
It's good for the
powerful
pick'ems.
champion.
Yo.
This is one of my favorite champions in pro play.
Yo,
Control mage because
we
he
take those
can
for the
make
pick'ems.
plays on one or
Easy
two items.
clap.
At a certain point, you
Alright,
should stop.
don't be
shooting
game one
stuff
endies.
on him. A lot
Alright,
of people
Cassante
miss that,
Ben.
but you should stop.
Nah. I appreciate the ones who've never seen a shuffle they didn't like. There's not an angle that they won't take.
I do think
That
Brown
is
ban is kind of
generally
needed by
speaking not the
CFO.
Nuke one. He's not quite the most proactive Azir. And, you know, I
They
think
could
with
use
mixing
this
the
to do
comp so far,
Darius Olaf
they
or
will need
some
to be
degenerate
slightly
champs,
aggressive
but I
if
do
they're
think a
getting
Brown
poked
ban
out.
is
They do
kind
need
of
to find
needed.
their times to go in, because otherwise CFO might continue to opt into
Bum,
the range
bum.
advantage that they currently have.
Question now is, Rakan already banned away, so what's the support prio here for both sides? Nautilus would be the easy assumption to go alongside the Kai'Sa. Reo is also up and available.
I think it's also very questionable about whether you want to take it blind or not, because if CFO somehow end up with two more shorter, beefier carries coming in from the top and support position, maybe a Braum can look good, which is LeBron's one of his favorite champions, it seems like, with how much he plays it, and you could save your counter pick then for support. But then that doesn't always feel great to go support 5th, and then if you
They
don't get
ban
that angle and
Nautilus.
you just
They're
lock
denying
in what you
Kai'Sa
expect
Naught,
to
but
lock
they
in
could
anyways,
play.
it doesn't quite feel as good, and then you're taking
They could have played Zaya
aspect
Brown.
away from Adam, who can have
No, they don't have
winning
Brown.
performances. So ideally, I would like to see that taken away and something a little bit more normal here.
There's Renekton
They
ban. I
banned the
think they should
R
have picked
in
it on 3.
gods. Gourds.
Alright, Labruff, what are we picking? What's down? Rakan's down.
Popular. Not the champion that doesn't fit.
Yeah,
into
Alistar is the best by far.
The street merchants are having a great time.
Alistar
with
is the best by far.
Okay, so what is
Rel
the option
support,
gonna be? So
yeah.
blind pick Alistar
Wait!
is the choice. Response here wouldn't be surprising to see the Rel. I think the matchup is less easy post rework because you used to be able to interrupt the
Is he gonna blind Jax? If they blind Jax, we can win.
Old Rel, but not entirely
Blind Jax,
confident
blind
in that,
Jax,
so we'll
blind
just have to
Jax.
see how it unfolds in game.
Either way, either one of these matchups feels like it's, unless there's big
Blind
positioning
Jax,
mistakes
please, blind
happening, going
Jax.
to be focused on the 2v2 and more about probably getting on the map, comboing with junglers, making plays happen.
Please blind Jax.
We'll see if they can do that here. And
Don't
this is
blind
the
Gnar. Or
part of
Gnar
the
is
draft
fine
I'm
too, I
most
guess.
interested to see what Rest
Gnar is good
wants
for us
to
too.
take here. Blind into Adam, who has his unique counter picks.
Aatrox!
Aatrox being hovered.
Olaf angle potentially?
You tell me you've been watching.
It's a Garen angle!
Not sure. I've actually been waiting.
It's a
because
Garen
that's
or an
what the
Olaf
Gods
angle.
acronym.
Look at him.
I really like Adam's Aatrox. Yamato Cannon's been hyping up for a long time, and I would just like to see it once or twice, but
Lock it in,
let's
Adam.
just go through.
Don't
okay,
pick
so
Poppy,
Garen,
don't be
there's
weird.
Olaf, there's Darius,
Show it to me.
Set. Darius is big.
Set!
There it is. Okay,
All
yes!
right.
The yes!
We got the S.
Holy
baby.
fuck!
The question is he going to be putting it
He's
into Gods, or
mental.
is he gonna
Wait,
be putting it into
he
Dogs?
must be
Gonna
playing
have
with
to find
Ignite.
out.
He has to be playing set top with
Yeah,
Ignite.
we'll have
Surely,
to see.
right?
We have seen mostly Gods out of Adam.
Surely
I will
he's
say,
playing with Ignite.
Even the games where he's done some silly things, it is mostly in already losing scenarios or the team not playing well around him. I think he has had a very good Worlds thus far for himself. And here on another one of his signature
Oh my
champions,
God.
will be making the game
I
about
can't
him,
believe he's
probably
playing
with
set.
Sejuani,
Like,
having
what is
the
wrong
ability
with
to
him?
stack up the Sejuani passive very quickly if you come for a gank with your Q reset on your auto
Yeah,
attacks,
Aatrox.
get
I think
both those
Aatrox
little
is actually
jabs in
fine
there
in this
quickly,
matchup.
can get some
Depends.
Really nice CC, bring a ton of
If
his
Set has
health.
Ignite,
Yeah,
it
set up
can
the
be
all
annoying.
flanks of the
But I
showstopper.
actually,
Set
this
does
when
a
I was playing
lot to
Aatrox a
also
lot.
disrupt any potential engages coming
This
from
is good
Shao
matchup.
C obviously won't do a lot to interrupt the Maokai ultimate, but I think in general, Set is a champion that we've really only seen him a lot
It's
in
good
pro
for
play
Aatrox.
when he was, I think, objectively
Especially when they're
overpowered.
playing Set
But
Sejuani,
it is a
Aatrox
champion
is having
still
a
who
good
still
time.
has a lot of unique utility that still puts him in the range of bruisers like Darius or Garen, but maybe with a bit more team fight priority at the cost of some of that individual 1v1, I can just push Q on your AD carry and they die.
And a lot of the champions that
Aatrox just needs to be
Adam
careful.
seems to be his best on are the ones where
Does
he
Adam
plays
have
a lot
Ignite or
correctly,
Ghost?
it
Let's
gets
see.
Disgusting. Olaf, when he gets really low and he gets all those steroids stacked up, can make some crazy plays. Set kind of like that, where you have this massive Haymaker shield that can come through, convert that into a ton of damage if you time it right.
He played this
then you
matchup
suddenly, if
in
you're going
Emeralds?
to gorge,
No.
build, can proc
When
that
I
to
made
heal
top, we
up a
only
ton.
got to like
There's
500
some
LP.
really
We didn't get that
disgusting
high.
things you can do, and especially if the
But
enemy is
I mean,
not
I play against some
prepared for playing
LEC
against
top
it,
laners
which
in solo
honestly,
queue.
like you said,
And
really
Odo Amne taught me a lot
briefly
about matchups,
popular. And even
mainly
then,
like
you start to see
Fiora
more
matchups.
support in
But
other positions than even
I
top
feel like
lane.
this
Mid
matchup's
lane
fine
Set,
for
I think, even
Aatrox.
probably had
He's chilling.
more of an impact on pro
I
play
think the
than
more
top lane
important he's
Set
against
ever did, or
against
support Set.
Sejuani as well, which is kind of nice for Aatrox. Playing
Gear
against
up in
Sejuani
this
is
game
Aatrox really
reminder,
nice.
elimination match. Winner will play against PSG.
Ignite or
Challenge,
Ghost?
best
I
of
think
5.
Ignite.
Winner of that will
Show
make
it to me,
through
Adam.
the Swiss
Ignite
stage.
Conqueror.
Swiss draw happening, I believe, at the end of the broadcast.
He might have TP,
tomorrow.
to be honest.
We can see what all of those first round matchups look like.
Ah,
That's
TP.
a very exciting draw.
Boo.
Yes.
No more groups of death. Just a lot of scary teams and a high chance that you'll get drawn into one of them coming out of planes.
Yeah,
Boo.
Pool 1 will draw from Pool 4, Pool 2 will
I don't know if
draw
he's
against
ever
Pool
gonna be
3,
able to
and
kill
the
him.
only limitation being you cannot play against your own region. So quite a bit of opportunities for some spicy matchups early on if LNG somehow ends up against Genji or something. Who knows? Actually, they're not Pool 4, are they?
All right, focus up.
I'm going to be
No,
honest.
it would be KT who's Pool 4, right?
Yeah.
Winner goes to
Well,
Swiss? No.
I'm
The
just
winner
saying
of
those
this,
at you because
the
I
winner of this best
have
of
not
3
looked at the
plays
pools
against
and was gonna waste
I can
PSG
just
in a
get
best
you to
of
say
5
yes to
for
anything,
Swiss.
man. Don't tell me that, man. I'm just
So
gonna lie to you
BDS
and be
need
like,
to win
oh,
this
yeah.
series,
Yeah.
Pool 4, the
and then they need to win tomorrow against PSG in a best of 5. If they lose
EDG's
today,
at the
they're
tournament,
out.
by the way. Yeah, definitely.
If they lose tomorrow to PSG, they're
EDG
out.
Pool what?
They have no lives left.
Separate pool?
Have to win
Yeah.
today and tomorrow.
Our pool?
Kiddie Pool.
To the airport?
That's where
Yeah, we'll
Golden
see.
Guardians is waiting for them.
Waiting for them. You know, gotta save money on taxes. Gotta be efficient. Keep them there for an extra week. Anyway,
Back to reality here early on.
Wait, Nuke is
very
playing
familiar
Cut Down.
matchup
Why is
for
he playing
anyone
Cut
in the summer
Down?
split. A lot of this is pretty
Look at their
similar
comp.
stuff to what we've
Why
been
does he have
seeing
cut down.
A lot of the newer champions getting banned out are not focused down here this time around.
Yeah.
So This is, I think, a very good test case game for both these teams who are happy to play slow and trust their
have
game
3
decision
tanks.
making and scaling and setups.
I don't think they'll be that
if you
tanky,
lose
will they?
that, you are forced
Whoa,
to
what happened
You
top?
can already see Adam making a little
Will they be
flip
that
in the top
tanky?
side.
Yeah.
Jace won't be tanky. Aatrox will have a little bit of help. Maokai will have like Radiant Demonic. I guess Rel will be kind of tanky. Maybe it's for Maokai, I guess. I don't know what the numbers are against like those Sino champs. Cut down's OP? Oh, okay.
Xiaoxi and Shun doing what they can to
What's going on
establish a
top?
lane advantage here. Level 1 Alistar, obviously pretty
Oh, they're gonna
underwhelming
dive
when it
top,
comes
3
to
camps top.
contribution.
I love this. You can already see with
It's
the
smart
early
because Adam
wars of
wore the
the
blue
drop
buff
with
level
their
1, so they know that if they
traditional
dive top on a
BDS level 1s, they're very aggressive
3
with
camp
the tendency
dive.
to do things the
Yo,
same
where's
way.
jungle?
They know that
Yo!
right
What?
now,
Where's Shio at?
Shio is camping this brush to see if Maokai
Oh
crosses
my
over
god,
to the
this
top side
top
of the jungle,
dive would have been pure
trying
sex.
to find him. He's not doing it. So there's 2 potential dives.
What?
Looks like he's focused more on Jimmyin right here, but Gemini's making it in the bot side.
Only level 1. Crowny just now going to get level 2. Cleansing out to safety, but he doesn't have a lot of feathers laid down. Maybe he can get the pullback. First blood
Adam
coming in.
TP got cancelled.
Big fumble.
What?
What an
They're
aggressive
griefing the
play.
game. Why aren't we diving top?
Gets punished immediately. The teleport that was coming through looks like Adam was.
Oh, now we're a bit late though, but he's level 3 now and the wave's tiny.
But it didn't matter.
No,
You can't dive, you can't dive. There, you're gonna tank the tower.
Adam! Not into a dive, although now he's eating tower shots to get more W.
Oh my god, it's
calculated. Absolutely not a mistake. Rest, nice E to get out of the true damage from the Haymaker there, playing that little mini game. And I assume that for the
They
Aatrox,
should have
this
dove
matchup
top
is
like
going to be tough, but
ages
especially
ago.
in the early phases before you start getting the lower Q cooldowns, exceptionally long ability early on.
Flash forward, shattering strike. Labrov
I think they're fine.
running back there.
Labrov maybe can live. He has Q for Maokai.
Yeah. Be careful, Labrov. Nice pulverize.
Oh,
to
Labrov.
This.
What is going on?
Whoever goes first just doesn't get to engage.
Oh, Sejuani can
It's
Q
also
behind
very
top.
funny when a 200 HP Maokai is trying to walk through a
It's a ward
Xayah.
though.
That is questionable decision making there, and I think BDS has done a good
They
job.
have so much
reacting
setup
to the
top
shenanigans
if Adam
thus
can
far.
land E.
I mean, this is important again because
This guy should not be allowed to crash the wave.
Legal
Legal check on that Aatrox.
Not surprising to see potential nerves on the stage. Don't want to make any assumptions about players' emotional state, but this is a high-stakes game. It would be totally reasonable for there to be some, some stress, some anxiety.
Okay,
about
well,
the series.
looks like they'll get away with it.
There's a degree of game planning around this. Crowny
Maokai only took blue
died
buff,
early
so
on
it's
in the
2
previous
camp
series
bleeds for
yesterday. They were
Sejuani.
able to make plays
He's
against
lost
him. I
Crab
think
as
they were
well,
maybe saying
so that's
CFO
3
looking at
camp
the series
bleed.
saying, hey, maybe if we do some tricky timing
Where
on
is
ganks,
Maokai
more
going?
dives happen,
Oh,
maybe
-1.
we can get Crowny.
Holy
The
mama.
idea that they tried to get the kill
Oh,
before they
God.
hit level 2 on that bot play made some level of sense, but of
His
course it's very
WCD is
easy to hit
10.
level 2. They managed to do that, and then the repeat
Maokai is
gank, because he's
expecting
low, you're
Aatrox to
thinking,
get
hey,
ganked.
maybe if they're not paying attention, this will
Sejuani
work.
is gonna
Unfortunately,
gank.
I think Labrov has done a good job so far in the early lane phases of interrupting any attempts to jump on top of them.
Too late.
Certainly has. You see Maokai on the top side of the map. Gemini just
Nice, that's really good for
in the
BDS.
event that Shio shows his face top side, Adam going to be forced to catch that
The only
massive
problem,
wave.
the
Rest
only
have the luxury
bad
of
thing
back
about
whenever
like the
he
scuff
wants to.
dive is fine, doesn't matter.
Again, early levels,
The big
very
problem is
important for
Adam
Aatrox
TP
just
got
to
cancelled, so
cooldown,
now
and
he's in a
Adam
really
hasn't been able
weird
to
lane
spend
state.
any gold that he accrued.
What was this
Take a look
dive,
back at
by the way?
this.
They
I don't know
leveled
what
up on the
went wrong
dive
here.
and they
Level
still
2
committed.
timing insane from BDS.
Yeah, just the first minion, so there was a very, very tight window to try and get in there before that happened. I think the Q of Aatrox interrupted that.
You see
Adam
Labrov's
teleport.
gonna
Like I
roam
said,
top
did
now
the
to help
first-
Adam get a base off.
Very early on, turrets do a lot of damage, and you are not that
Looks
danky,
like it.
So CFO instantly get punished there.
Hey, he can get 6
Nice
off the
for
minion, though.
Crowny to be the one to pick up the kill on the tail end
He
of
had
that
6 off
as
these 2
well.
ranged.
So he's going to be quickly
Maybe?
accelerated into his Noon
No.
Quiver and
He's
make
so close.
last hitting a breeze.
Oh.
Yeah, doubly important because you can see an early
Can dive
serrated
top.
dirt coming out from Kaisa, which means
Alistar?
very much
Thoughts?
expect the lethality build. Usually
No?
Umbral
Okay.
Glaive into the Dust Blade, which is very strong. 1 to 2 item spike.
Yeah, he leveled up.
Not going to
Fuck that.
offer as much scaling damage output, and certainly not any magic damage
He has
output.
no
which
items,
could
this
be
item has
concerned
no
as we get
damage.
later into the game.
Does that wave
That
crash?
said, early
Aatrox
on,
can hold it, maybe.
you ult in, you push Q, they
think
can't
he's
do
holding
anything
it.
about it, they die.
Yeah, House of Red Smite for Gemini here. So they get a little bit of magic damage, a little bit burn. Didn't go the first strike build, going instead for phase rush, which I think is
TP back.
technically the
Adam's
correct thing,
crashing
but
the
I'm a
wave.
big first
We don't
strike
die on
player.
this Adam, right? On this
Oh, he
crash?
also went,
Oh, he
cloth
failed his W. Nice for
early
chilling.
on. So I'm like, as you said
Let him
earlier,
have the
this is
3
where
range
you
creep
go
freeze,
tank.
doesn't
I
matter,
feel
it'll
like
bounce.
If your AD is going to go lethality,
Get out of
your
there.
mid laner's
He should
also
just
gonna
go-
lethality.
Is it steel caps he goes first item on this champ, or does he go Iron Spike with body build?
Flash in, immediately gonna go for the punt, immediately gonna go for the
Oh, into the head!
The alley-oop, the quick flash out from Shun.
Okay.
Flash for flash traded at the end of the day, Labrov's for Shun's.
Yeah, still a nice chunk out though, putting Shun in the back foot, having to burn through the single pot that he had, still not going to take him up to full, and also giving Prio now for BDS to start up this Dragon, something they're absolutely huge fans
mic?
of.
What's wrong with the
Dragon
mic?
stacking is their bread and butter.
Is the
for their
mic
early game
peaking?
Plan.
Yep. Go for these objectives, set up for these fights. out-executed the vast majority of teams in the LEC when it came to fights in spring.
When
That's
you
how they got
scream,
a lot of their wins. Built comps to fight, fought better.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
Made it work for themselves. There's a Hex Flash over the wall from Labrov.
Oh!
Allows him to cancel. No, not quite. He's got no summoners left, so they're just going to walk past each other. Or no spells, rather.
Yeah, it was a clever idea, just couldn't get it done in time. And so far for Rest, I gotta say, doing okay in the top side despite some of these struggles in the early levels. Now hitting level 7, has his boots too to try and keep the distance from set. Play a little bit more of the tippers that you're trying to land on those.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not entirely confident in how this matchup goes.
You can use a noise gate in OBS.
We understand the champions pretty well, but obviously the later you go as Aatrox, the more you're going to be able to ignore a lot of what's
okay, I put a noise gate on now.
So much of that is going to be the haymaker,
still peak?
which means it's hard for you to all in, because if you Q3 when he's got W up, it's going to feel very, very bad. But at the same time, what is Set going to do to you? So they're both just kind of staring at each
we
other,
fixed it!
Pushing waves in. Trying to play for as much tempo as they can. Shousey. Caught out here.
Hey, he has flash. Maybe we can stun.
Lock-up coming through. The stun going to connect.
Azir can gap close no matter what.
Well, he's going to slide and he's
Flash.
going to glide. He's not quite going to get it done, but the Ignite is ticking.
That's fucking right. Now dive that Kai'Sa.
Does also mean that Shun is cut off on the bot side here as the rest of the
Just
team
go, Alistar, Hex Flash. Everyone, send. Don't need creeps.
Tail end of that play. Trapped under turret. No teleports available.
Shun, Cleanse coming out a little bit early here. Feathers fly. Feathers come right back. Trying to pick up another
We
kill.
eating good tonight. We eating good tonight.
Mid is Adam.
Hell yeah.
Top wave. No counter punch
We
yet
eating
on
good
the
tonight.
Herald coming through. Gemini bot side, but a little bit late. Nothing really here for him. Jimmy's gonna
we lose a
try
little
to get
bit
the
mid,
wave
but
in.
it doesn't
Will
matter.
only deny a couple creeps.
I think he lost like a wave.
Plate to nuke, so still a massive play in favor of BDS.
Crown needs to take a
This
base.
is basically the perfect dream start that you could have for BDS, where you counter out all the punches out of CFO. Labrov is making moves on the map, being very proactive, comboing with Sheo, nukes moving around.
See what happens when we don't pick Ezreal?
Very good right now. They have a
We carry.
kill advantage here, and just heads up on knowing that Shousey is going to try and roam mid here, camping him, getting him ready to go. The fact that you have the early escape there, and then during that time, you don't really see it on the mini-map only, is that
My
Adam was
Pick'ems didn't
messing
save
with Jimmy, and
Omega
so
Lul, I
they
guess.
are doing very, very proactive plays early on out of BDS here.
I can't believe Shun actually cleansed. That's so good.
Dive, well executed, leveraging
It's so good that he used cleanse for us.
Labrov's not even level 6 yet, and they're pulling these dives off, which is only going to get
Make a
easier
bot
as we
play
get
on
later in the
Sejuani
game, and as Kai'Sa falls
when
further
Drake's
and
spawning or
further
something. No,
behind.
we'll be up.
Across the board.
They
You know, flashbacks to
the set matchup I think is not going to be good now. Aatrox probably rolls him.
On the Adam train right now. It's important to note that a lot of his games weren't
Aatrox wins top
flashy.
now.
A lot of what made Adam good was the amount of pressure he absorbed or his willingness to sacrifice himself. It wasn't being 6-0 on Darius or Wampa stomping his individual
But it's Adam?
1v1 matchup.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, that
I
is
think he
obviously
might
something
need,
he can do, and people like that part of him a lot.
I don't know what's
get
better,
why.
Bramble Vest or Execute?
But this version of Adam that
but he
absorbs
needs one of
pressure,
them
that
for sure.
disrupts enemy plans, that eats 3 bans in the ban phase and sets you up to pick what you want.
Oh, you're really doing that, aren't you?
Much more in
No, you are. Oh no, you're.
Here as Gemini drops his ultimate, but does not angle that very well. Rest of the team is able to skirt right out of there.
All right, hold back is there. TP now coming in, or at least the able to grab that.
How do you miss Maokai ult?
Adam going to lose a decent amount on the top side for
Wait,
showing up.
why did Adam TP? Adam!
Already starting the Herald, however, so trying to convert this into something.
We're starting Herald.
They saw a number of
and
results,
Adam
so even
TP
though
bot.
Adam ends up going down to the bot side of the map.
Oh, we're
Gemini's
swapping.
on
We're
top,
lane
you
swapping.
still have roughly
See, most
even
people
numbers,
base
and
when
the
they
rest
lane
of
swap. We
BDS
just
is
run
going
from
to
bot to top. That's
continue
fucking
getting
right.
escorted out of the bot
That's good.
river into mid lane
They actually
to
saved
make
Adam's
this play
mistake quite well.
Yeah. Stun now coming in, just trying to zone him away, take the objective. Infernal Chains.
They
dash,
saved Adam's
walk out.
mistake. It
CFO
was
are
smart.
Here, but it's way too
Bot
late.
lane is bot, mid lane is mid, Adam TP's bot.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be able to get away free. Oh, flashing in.
Full commit here, push back on the shuffle, now trying to escape.
Oh,
Jimmy
for fuck's sake.
able to grab that
Nuke
one.
catches
Good there,
top,
look at the
bot
kill
lane
back.
catches
Meanwhile,
mid,
Adam's
Adam
running
stays
plates on
bot.
the bottom side of the mid lane.
Macro.
No action coming through quite yet, so CFO get a bit of
Wait,
a counter
when did
punch.
Sejuani
BDS
flash?
Wildly ahead in gold.
Yeah, a little bit of greed there by BDS to finish off that Rift Herald and try and escape that way, but at the end of the day, you're still very happy to grab the Rift Herald, and Adam is just alone
he had to kill
this
Rel.
entire
Yeah,
time, grabbing 2 turret plays for himself, clearing these minion waves out, up to a 2,000
Adam got a lot of gold for this.
advantage. Oof. And the rest of the team just being so proactive on the map and doing such a good job of flowing
Your
between
audio is
plays,
delayed.
where you find a pick in the jungle
it's
that
not.
goes bot
Is
lane.
it?
You escape from bot lane to go mid to then try and escort this Rift Herald. Adam TP's down bot. He stays there.
Damn. Adaptive lane assignments, taking objectives.
Oh, now they're swapping
leveraging
back.
Pressure across the board. This flexibility
With Herald. It's probably worth. Sejuani dying for Herald is worth, because they'll get bot power out of it.
It was slow, it was controlled.
And they will
but
get Drake out of it as well.
Imposing in the early game, and this version of BDS is a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see this for them. I also, while Adam does a lot of shenanigans, and it's really cool, like you were saying, and I often like when Sheo is not drawn too far into those shenanigans where it becomes a bit of a black hole in the top lane and all you can really do is try and cover Adam if it's not going well or make dives happen and you ignore the rest of the map. I like when he is unlocked.
Sejuani dying for anything is worth? What the hell?
Decently with LeBron at certain points in time and has tricky pathing and playmaking, and here he has been kind of unlocked while Adam is on largely weak side. There was that one dive they were considering up in the top side here. For the most part, it's been about what he wants to do on the map based off what he's seeing, and has accrued also a CS advantage for himself in the jungle.
Grabbing these plates, being left alone a lot with these towers as CFO are trying to overload or respond to a play a little bit behind tempo. And this is kind of the cost when BDS aren't in a position
Herald
to
bot,
punish, is that,
or do Drake Herald bot,
play,
any sequence is fine.
You don't have prio in your lanes, it means giving up something else somewhere else on the map. For CFO, quarterly profits not looking great.
See those pings? Always watch pings if you're watching a game and you want to see analysis. See that? BDS is pinging bot wave. So Crowny or Sheo is basically saying, and there's pinging mid wave. It's like,
stop giving gold to Gemini, give more to Sean.
That is
because the wave sync is off now. Mid wave crashes first, so Labrov's hovering mid because the wave crash is different now than early game.
I don't know where we're going.
Then when that's pushed, he's gonna run down, and they're gonna herald bot, and Nuke's gonna run down as well. So they played a lane, they played a setup on 2 waves. You see that? And Labrov is bridging it. So now Nuke moves down, and the both waves are crashing perfectly. And now Azir is in fog. We don't know where he is. He could be here. He could be here. He could be here. He's back on mid wave. So really good play from BDS. Labrov played that really well in making sure that Azir can't get caught by Maokai in the jungle. Really good vision as well. Now they got the tower. Now everyone can base. Now Azir can catch the next bot wave. They can run out mid. You know?
No gore drinker yet. That'll help the matchup a lot in terms of those lanes sustained. Adam is going to get pulled back here. Nice timing, though, on the Haymaker as well as the pullback. Yeah.
Oh, it's really well played sequence by BDS. Quite an easy sequence, though. Mid to bot with Herald is a really easy sequence.
Gotten for himself. Actually up around
Everyone did their job.
gold, so even though the farm looks equal and there's an assist for rest, Adam is ahead of the matchup currently, looking quite good for himself. And I gotta say, one of the other strengths of Adam is his ability to find unique angles in team fights, which is something that becomes paramount on set. When you find unique ways to dunk teammates into each other or to pull them into the rest of your team, following up with big the clapbacks, pulling everyone in for stuns. That is one of the things that really defines set in the mid to late game, as much as we're talking about the early game laning phase. And we'll have to see if he's able to do that.
Where are my ocean dragons at today? 0 ocean dragons. 0. Pathetic.
In favor of BDS.
That's going on Crowny's mom's fridge. That's a good snapshot right there.
What?
You like that snapshot.
Yeah,
that's good.
Print that one out.
Print that one out. That's a great report.
That's an A+.
Thank you, MasterCard.
What did Mark C just say?
I think the good news if you're CFO right now is while this has been difficult,
that's going on Crowny's mom's fridge.
Q Evolve.
On her Samsung fridge.
Coming into the next fights, if you can find these isolated targets, if you can pick someone up. The grouped up fights are still tough. Jimin in mid lane is doing well. Some of his gold leads a little bit artificially inflated because of first strike, but still finding a small advantage here. Once he gets 2 items, he's going to start.
Look at that Kai'Sa build. She's so fucking useless.
A lot of beefy frontliners,
what's Kai'Sa gonna do this game, huh? She gonna take away my wards?
It's a decent game for him. Has farmed well. Has largely stayed mid on Jason and CS while all the plays were kind of happening around him. And I think this is the question now for CFO. We've talked a lot about from the BDS perspective. For CFO, you're not terribly concerned about getting super outscaled.
TikTok
obviously a 3K gold deficit is a problem, and the pace of play is not the problem, but it's the lack of options. I haven't really seen what their plan is, how they're going to approach this game. It's largely been, we tried this one bot dive.
Adam's maxing Q, then W. I think you always max Q on set top, but there was a period where his Q got nerfed and you maxed E, I think, when I was playing set, and then you went back to maxing Q again. This is a really good shadow by Nuke. That was really good by Nuke. Holy BDS macro.
CFO are getting dragged around the map by BDS.
You can base and TP bot downs, Adam.
They're just hoping that BDS overextend right now, and it's putting them in a tricky position.
And then Nuke can take over top. Wow, BDS lane movement is really good.
There will be opportunities to fight back.
Maybe Adam can
One of the struggles of the Maokai as opposed to Sejuani.
Holy fuck!
Provides, in many cases, just way more utility. His ult is a terrible engage option when you're behind. It is so much better when people have to fight into you. When you
now
can
CFO have a window, so they should not be walking in here.
Any kind of lead, and you compare it with any other kind of engage. But Gemini already behind the play.
CFO have a fight window. Sheo is griefing. Can you leave and let Adam catch bot, please?
BDS take total control of the top side of the map, and why are they doing that, you might ask? Well, surprise, surprise, once again an objective has spawned, and that is
Adam fast pushes bot now.
But once again, I think
I'm surprised this pink ward's alive.
Superior position. Adam is already showing
that pink ward, look at it. How is no one spotted that pink?
while
They're gonna
CFO
get
is
absolutely
actively
Adam
moving
slammed in
now
a sec if
just
they don't find that pink.
space, starting to set up for the Rift Herald. BDS is slowly
Kaisa?
doing this, but making them work for it.
Someone?
This pulls Rest down to the bot side to catch that wave.
Are they gonna find it?
They're just doing such a good
Oh
job
my god, they
of
ran
kind of
past it again.
moving around the map as a whole unit.
Yo,
League of Legends.
they should start Herald now, BDS. That pink is perfect.
Once their labs are pushed, moving into clear vision. The difference is Adam gets bot pushed first, and as a result is able to move up.
They have a map hack with that pink. They can see everything.
CFO aren't even going to risk that. Nope. They'll just concede second Herald.
Easy clap pink ward,
Which means mid lane is very likely going to die soon.
The FPS drops are huge. I don't know if it's from my side.
It's going to be hard to play the game slower once mid lane is down, once that space is opened up on the map.
I have an awful pun I'm trying to workshop in my head right now about a concession stand. But like giving things away, but then I realized you pay for things at a concession stand.
You do. It's kind of weird. English is weird.
Yeah, I don't think it makes... I thought for a second my brain wasn't working. I'm like, I don't think this language makes sense.
No, yeah. English isn't terrible.
I'm like, they're recalling, they're going to the concession stand to give them... But then
when you use the pen?
BDS isn't paying.
Oh shit, really?
And BDS is not paying.
Okay, I won't use the pen
said
then.
something really clever that involved some play on the word.
It's Mad Libs casting. You at home fill in the blanks of the clever thing I said.
Write your own hype call.
Herald mid for trade. Good.
During the next fight.
Find your favorite hype call and just play it over the rest of this game.
BDS are adjectiving towards Dragon.
They're setting up the noun.
I feel like we're also dating ourselves because like there's going to be some generation of people who have not ever experienced a Mad Lib and have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Labrov can just tank the Maokai with the ult.
It's slow, it's steady.
Doesn't need to use ult even, they're not even walking up.
They don't want to follow up because BDS did not.
Oh, bro, BDS's dragon control has been their biggest strength in the LEC. They're so good at dragon. Oh my god, it's so perfect. Jace even flashed away thinking the ult was for him. Kill that Aatrox. Thank god Adam ulted him there. Oh, nuke! Yes! Yes! That's the boys right there. Thank god Adam ulted Aatrox. Adam saw he had Q3 ready for 5 people.
Jungler, mid lane, Dragon, and
yeah, that Aatrox had Q3 ready for an absolute bomba. So he ulted him out. It was really good. It was G2 flashback, no joke. You should see it.
The Maokai ultimate timeout was as the Baron was dropping, it was already too late to
yeah, Mountain Soul is OP this game because they're playing a poke comp. Well, they're playing Jace Maokai. And they have Sejuani Alistar on their team, so yeah, it's really good.
Once that time's out, Shale finds his angle.
Look, this Aatrox. Also, this Jace flash. Look, this Jace flash.
Kind of burst damage from Crownie having so many feathers on the ground combined with the smite and everything. There's no time for CFO to contest. And then they feel bad.
Look at Jace flash. He's aiming at Maokai.
So they're not quite sure if they want to fight this. Use, kind of hover in the river for Cryo to get the push mid, but that means that Shun's not here. Huge play out of Shun.
Yeah, watch Aatrox. Ready?
Q1.
Q2. Here comes a bomb by Q3. Holy fuck, it would have hurt. And then Rel would have flashed in. Really nice ult timing by them.
Going in here and trying to save Rest's life. It also does set up Shun for finding that kill, but I am not sure what Jimmy saw there. Trying to find that kill.
Fast recall timer.
Get back to base faster, true.
Flash out.
Okay, no flash.
Gemini.
Did a Nash time?
Adam finds
Lucas
the
TP.
here. Not that we have struggled to find reasons to praise BDS this game, but again, credit to them. The second Shun walked into mid lane, they pulled the trigger on the engage. The second the Kai'Sa walked away for even a moment, that was the time they chose to go forward, and that is the kind of stuff that can define team fights. Spotting that moment of weakness where the AD carry is trying to push out mid. Labrov, though, could be in trouble here.
Labrov?
He's hit one more to secure the pullback. He does! Q2, Q1, and Q3 all connecting. Labrov making it out of the wall. Crownie could now be in trouble. Shun.
Oh, Crownie tried the Kai'Sa passive. Didn't get chunked. Oh, it's a mess, it's a mess, it's a mess, it's a mess, guys. We're griefing. Let's chill out. Let's relax. Reset, reset, reset.
Be careful about grouping up too much here.
Don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in.
Keeping this play going, not a bad idea. Flash out from Shio, CFO.
Don't get sucked in.
Out of this?
Oh, this is one of those frustrating plays where you've done so much work so correctly, but do not get any gold for it.
We're out.
You've got a ton of summoners.
Don't stress.
Double teleport and multiple
Don't stress. We're fine.
As well as the ultimate out of Labrov. So well played by CFO, but doesn't actually get them anything to really help get back in the game. And most of this is a pressure relief.
Was there an F?
You can really use your teleport advantage now to find a setup to then actually convert into gold. Really liked the attempt there. Rest in particular letting multiple big chains and Qs to set up the rest of the team, but just not able to lock anyone down long enough for the kill.
You know, I'm thankful every day that they didn't name all 3 Aatrox Qs something different.
I don't even know the name of the actual ability. It's Darkened Blade Smash.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know Felios has unique ability names for every single one?
Yes,
of his
I do know that. You know how many of them I know?
None of them.
Correct.
As you should. It's too much.
The Darkened Blade is Q. You know what? I was
You should have stuck with the
sarcastically very close.
Yeah, no.
What is Aatrox's
Q
Q called?
on the end as a joke because I was like, there's no way it's just Darkened Blade. And you know what?
It's the Darkened Blade.
Shame on me.
You need a name that encompasses all of the different actions he does with the blade. He
It's
sweeps,
just called
he
Darkened
flips,
Blade?
he pokes, prods.
I thought that was the
Very,
name of his passive.
Yeah, all-encompassing skill.
I just call it Marth techniques. F smash,
tipper,
down tilt.
Actually, I haven't appreciated enough how we've been calling it the tipper is actually.
It's strictly a Marth term in my head.
Yeah, it is strictly a Marth term, but it's also sick. Any Smash League overlap we can get is dope.
And
as long as it's not Minecraft Steve, I'm happy.
I'll look for more crossovers. I don't know how successful I'll be.
Yeah. Shio, walking up.
Minecraft Steve.
Nothing gonna happen. It's a bunch of beefy
Small
bros.
smash, medium smash, big smash.
Out,
Oh, is that what it's called?
Once or twice and walking away.
Bunch of beefcakes hanging out in a river.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
It's a fight club. Yeah, for sure.
30 seconds on Drake.
Just ripped, just turbo jacked.
That's me, man.
That's me.
For sure. Did not spend 36 hours straight in a bed.
Yep, playing Baldur's Gate.
Couldn't be me.
Nope. We've touched grass. Adam now touching rest. Rest needs to back up.
He's touching what? Right, they're getting poked out a shit ton.
Prodding with the Q here. CFO getting a lot of work done. Stop laughing, Mark. I have to
Why is Marky laughing?
Early once again. A little bit caught out of position here. Rest alting potentially prematurely.
I think it's because he said touching.
2 seconds till the objective spawns. The Rob getting pulled back now. Having all for the fight is big.
Alistar has the base. They have to give this dragon.
A lot of poke landed. This is exactly what we're talking about when you're
They have
able
to give
to
Drake.
get
They
the
have to give
position with
Drake.
this composition.
Fantastic setup. Sean getting the ult out early. Crowny forced to flash into safety. Easy.
Oh my god, Rel. Rel, please don't go in. Please don't go in.
Ah! But no,
ah!
shot blast! He finds the angle. Jimmy and taking out the carry. The dragon was already guaranteed, but
what the hell?
Shutdown on Crowny as well is massive for CFO. BDS, do they have a response?
I thought Xiaoxi lost his mind when he went in there. Shouldn't had already ulted. I was wondering where the follow-up was coming, and it was from downtown. Jimmy and landing.
It's okay. We don't mind. It's okay.
Stopping.
It's okay.
Sole point
Just
for
lose
BDS.
Drake.
If there
Fine.
was one fight they needed to win this game so far, this was it. And when it mattered most, CFO
okay.
has done it. And this makes a
We just need
little
Rabadon's as here.
Rabadon's
is here.
There was that fight.
Why is everyone so split? Azir is in Narnia, Sejuani's over here, Zaya's looking for a fish in the river, that's clearing mid-wave. Guys, where are we?
And then here, on the same page with the rest of the team, that coordination.
Where are we and what are we doing?
With a composition like this, setting up the Jace for the free shock blast, landing that one was huge.
Yeah, massive gold injection on now only a 2K difference between the teams. Still have to be careful, have to be disciplined here. Lebrov caught out in that exchange. Caught out twice now over the last few exchanges. Rest involved in both. Really has his number.
I think Rest is like
what are we waiting
kind of winning them the game with this Aatrox play.
I mean, the Infernal Chains have been good. He's been connecting the Qs necessary.
Oh my god, they're getting made fun of!
Yeah, it's solid.
Guys, what are we doing? We're all so dizzy. Oh my god, they're countering against this poke.
Again, BDS are having to back off these kind of grouped up situations where the poke composition.
Yeah, we're gonna reset.
And when
we're gonna relax.
Composition, we did expect maybe
we're gonna relax. We're gonna go midwave. We're gonna get midwave in. We're gonna walk into river. And if they come within an inch of us, we're gonna flash on them. And we're gonna get their flashes so they can't play in our face. Okay? Labrov, I'm looking at you. Nuke, fucking dash on them. Don't let them sit there and play fucking artillery machine guns. No, I didn't say Force Baron. Oh my god, it's a disaster. It's the European Baron flip strategy.
From Jimmy and landing, already putting Crowny
it's so
at
bad.
And just breaking this play up with a single shock blast. BDS forced back, like you said, trying to catch them on recall timers. They don't hate the idea, but the vision clear, not quite there. One more in the pit
this
that was not spotted out.
Jace is single-handedly carrying the game.
CFO, the inside track. Nuke, pushback coming through. Nuke still caught on the edge of it. Flat forward coming from Gemini.
Maybe they're going too deep here.
Right now, but instantly the rest of the team collapses.
Nuke didn't have E. Oh, hey, he's griefing, he's griefing. Griefer! Flash him to the wall! Yes! Hey, we can go Nash, we can go Nash, we can go Nash. I promise, we can go Nash. We can go Nash, we can go Nash. We have Alistar flash ult. Alistar flash ult.
Looking like they want to force on the Baron now, given that there's no smite contest. It's still going to be a tough take to make, but maybe they can force them in and get some more kills out of CFO here.
Just fucking hit the Nash.
Shattering strike, just stunning. low health bars.
La bro, flash on Jace. Flash on Jace.
Just needs a bit more time.
Maybe.
Well just
No. Okay, the ult's wearing off. Don't do it now.
Low mana too.
Okay.
Crowny getting low.
Crowny has ult.
Adam.
Adam. Oh, Adam.
Crowny.
You carry those.
Just
hit them.
Drop the Executioner's axe. It's a double for the Jace, most certainly, with a Baron in favor of BDS.
I love seeing this aggressive play out of BDS. This was one of the biggest complaints in their loss against Team Wales.
Not the worst.
Once their
Where did
gameplay had been
flash
disrupted
in
in
the end?
that first series, they backed off. They started to concede everything, and they seem to have no reaction. But here, even though CFO started this fight very well, I actually even like kind of the one-for-one trade where Gemini is going to drop killing Nuke here. Maybe you can fall back and grab mid lane turret. Rest just feels himself a little bit too much, feeling like he can make this play. In the pullback, getting the panic flash because he was against the wall, Adam repositioning him so he does not end up getting out there, gives him the space to just go ahead and force this Baron. Even though Crowny is getting poked, the team's not panicking,
really well
they're laser focused. Adam is just buying space.
Oh, he Q-flashed the ground.
Crowny is free to hit the Baron until they finish that one off there, and now Crowny can refocus down the members of CFO.
Well played overall. And credit to Jimmy for they're able to grab the double on the back of that. But that
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We have Nash. We have Nash. We have Nash. And Jace no flash. This guy can't play like a fucking cocky motherfucker anymore. If he walks up, we flash on him. We dash on him.
Baron getting stolen.
We get mid bot waves. We play for soul. We're good.
There. It's only been 30-something years of it.
Yeah.
Don't let Jimmy Neutron fuck with us.
Baron buff. Also running out.
Why are we hitting bot tier 2?
Red Bull Baron power play. Not looking too juicy quite yet as there
this ain't happening.
Kills traded around that objective.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where half your team ends up dying to secure it. It's not the cleanest Baron, but I think
this ain't happening.
Still the right call to force that down. You get the influx of gold, you get the objective off the map. Now you have map.
We're split. We're split. Yo. Drake's in 40
seconds. That will still be up during the time period that you have the Baron buff. So you get to corral CFO into their side of the map, start getting
what rhymes with wagon,
and then fall back onto the dragon to try and take this one away.
And Mountain Soul.
Dragon.
Is good.
Guys, you don't have Nash buff either. Oh, you do have Nash buff. Oh, yeah, it's on Zaya. Sejuani only. That's why I said Sejuani's buff. That makes sense.
It's not quite Ocean against Poke champions, but it is damn good.
I forgot about that.
And CFO's life is only going to get
guys, bot tier 2, it ain't worth it. Don't flip the game for it. Go to Dragon.
Earlier in the game, but just might not be enough in the face of a Mountain Soul.
No, I mean, especially with how many members can stack some form of resist. You already have your top side of the map.
Zaya has Vamp Scepter, though.
Is, you know, mostly building supportive items, but there'll be some resist tacked onto those as well. And here we go.
Okay, perfect. Adam, don't get caught.
Is up and available for BDS.
CFO waiting over the wall. BDS again.
That Jace has no flash, and he's on the wrong side of the map.
Wave cryo anywhere, so this isn't quite as commanding of a setup as they would like. This will just be a 4-5-5.
Don't get hit.
Try to take it, Jimmy.
Oh, good poke. He is holding that ability for eyes on Crowny. There was a stun onto one of the front line members with Sheo off of Xiaoxi's Q that I thought maybe he was going to hit, but he just waited. He's holding these until he sees Crowny somewhere and can begin to poke him out. He knows DPS is not the goal here. It's
don't get hit.
The importance of the damage landing on backline
hey, that's fine.
Mostly.
Yeah, and that's why Crowny's going to back off.
That's fine.
Just focus on burning down the
Chio!
a bit more life steal.
Steal it! Nice! Just go in! Yeah! Yo, set!
To the back line, looking for the pullback with the
Adam! Holy fuck! They got it!
Completely from the fight. The Mountain Soul comes through.
Run!
Shock blast comes down. Feathers have flown. They're going in onto Crowny. Crowny gonna prod him back.
Crowny!
One shot. Shun is still standing. Jimmy is still standing.
Nuke is nuking.
Make it happen. Nuke is cut down. CFO find a way to take the fight. Labrov taken out. Gemini. On the back
okay, they can't end.
The only one to get away. The soul.
Oh, chill out. They can't end. Wait.
It started a little slow, but this game is turning into a banger. Adam
they're gonna get 2 tier 2s. They're gonna get 4 towers.
Soul, but Jimmy was untouched on the back.
They're gonna get mid tier 1, top tier 2, mid tier 2, bot tier 1 maybe.
And now
no, they're not gonna get. Okay, they're gonna get 2 towers. We're chilling.
That have spawned.
We're chilling.
Slingshot themselves actually ahead in gold. So
that was a massive mid-wave. I thought they would go for it.
The Mountain Soul here. Gonna take another look at it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Them understand the objective here.
Fine.
Grab, dunk.
Adam does well. He just full sends and gets 3 of them quite low. Fair enough, Adam. But Crowny's low, and Crowny panic ults. So Maokai flashes on him, and he doesn't react with his own flash. He does have flash up. It's spectator bug. So he dies.
Finish him down. They've done such a good job of finding the backline members first. Nuke was the next to fall.
He ults because he thinks it's Jace QE, but it's not just Jace Q.
The Acathian Reigns, the Kaisa Q in power.
He didn't have cleanse. His cleanse was on cooldown, I think. He did have flash though.
Side of the fight, Kaisa 1 auto, 4.2k damage. We talk
Nuke
about
was
this
frying.
build falling off compared to other versions of Kaisa, and it's certainly true when it comes to shredding tanks. But for Nuke, who has no armor at this stage of the game, outside of what little bonuses are provided, you know, by the shield
we need
of the Mountain
BT.
Soul.
Yeah, some lifesteal would be good. But we have Mountain Soul. We have Mountain Soul.
It's going to struggle. As is Crown.
Can we get BT before Nash?
Win probability, of course, powered by AWS here. It's having similar ups and downs to us casting this series, I think it's safe to say. Is it entirely BDS winning the game? Is it CFO coming back? At this point in the game, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's all execution. As strong as the Mountain Soul is, CFO have fought tooth and nail to bring themselves back into this game.
Yeah, this is such a hard game to predict because if CFO can land their poke, they're starting these fights at half health. You talked about the burst potential from this lethality Kaisa. She finds a good target, gets on top of them. You know, are they assassins or are they poke? They're kind of both right now, and that's what makes it hard to say exactly how this is going to go. I think CFO has done largely pretty good in the team fights.
We have Shadow Flame BT in the next reset.
For BDS, but the scaling is so good for BDS, and now with the shield, you think as long as they are able to find clean engages, they should be in the position to win
this Mountain Soul is so perfect. If they got any other soul, like if this was Cloud Soul, this game is so losable. But Mountain Soul makes this game so winnable against poke.
If CFO are able to get priority, their poke is going to make sieging so easy. BDS have to be careful about risking anything around the Baron. Using this opportunity to send Crowny top, presumably to maybe just get a bit more gold, or maybe he's just trying to spot the flank.
I think it was maybe grabbing the red buff as well that just might have got taken.
Look at CP so he can cheat the item base, but Crowny doesn't.
Pushing, grouping as 4 mid, and I feel like we're going to have a lot of poke battles going on here. Adam with a flank.
Yeah, we have red buff, Mountain Soul, nice.
Pinch is always a bit of a difficult proposition. Rest. Now going to be forced to escape. Gemini using the ult to disengage.
Not bad, not bad.
CFO, will they take this opportunity to go back in? Good play by BDS.
Let's get the shields back. No Maokai ult. No Maokai ult, no Aatrox ult. They're useless.
Not over-committing to the play, not stepping too far into that choke point.
I think you're seeing the power of
Bro, is this Chase playing Earth? What's going on?
Is taking shock blast after shock blast, and just now
playing Earth.
It's 50% HP, and so the pressure for CFO to find the squishier members is becoming more and more important.
Check his PC.
Yeah. I think it is important to note, though, you highlighted it earlier. Jace and Kaisa.
He can fire 2 Qs through 1 gate because of Trojan.
Jace is a poke champion.
Wait, we're forcing Nash and Azir wants to base.
But if he finds a flank or an isolated carry.
Labrov just combo Maokai, combo Maokai.
Nuke.
Combo Maokai, Labrov!
Pretty effortlessly. That said, BDS just one-tapped the Baron.
Holy fuck.
And CFO were not in a position to respond. Is this their time? Will they step forward now? BDS just need to back away, and this is what's tricky for CFO. So often it just feels like it's been too little too late when it comes to these engages. The poke continuing to land. The shock blast doesn't connect, and I think the play has already fizzled. Gio stepping forward just to make sure.
Yeah, fuck him up!
Now BDS want to turn, knowing that the entire
No, don't fuck him up, run! Fuck him up! Fuck him up!
For the Aatrox, but it's just not enough.
Bro, this poke comp is so annoying.
Yeah, they gave up on the chase, and that is exactly when BDS turns that one around, finds the free kill on Rest, who is stepping too far forward.
BT, Shadow Flame.
I
think, yeah, and Gio looks like he's building Warmogs. Warmogs would be a great item.
First off, like you said, in terms of getting the Baron basically for free after trading a number of ults. And then here, the rest of the team, you can see, had already given up on the play. Jimmy lands a ton of damage onto Crowny, but no one else is really around. If you had the ability to maybe jump on top of him, you could start trading out here, but the rest of the play had given up. Or rest of the
Jimmy
team
Neutron's trying his best. Bro, Jimmy Neutron's good. His lane phase is a bit shit, but Jimmy knows how to fight. Jimmy's always up for a scrap.
If you're a CFO fan. One is, you know, CFO not feeling full confidence to just pull.
He's farming DPM.
Small winners opportunities. But also BDS, credit to them.
All he has to do is press EQ. Yeah, but he has to hit it.
So much more
and hitting it.
They just back off.
Oh, he is farming DPM. Holy fuck.
To fight, or they don't have an excellent
Let's
angle,
go,
they
Jimmy.
Just walk away. And CFO, once that
no, we want BDS to
gone,
win, but Jimmy to play well.
just has to give his life to force a play, and that's not a risk CFO are willing to take.
30 seconds on Elder.
I think
Nails.
There's a lot of learnings from this game, not to get too far ahead
How
of it.
does this is here only have 3 items?
While BDS is in a controlling
Maybe
position,
his items
we
are just
have
fucking
CFO
expensive.
win
I
some
don't know, bro.
surprising fights already, but I think they are being punished a little bit for their lack
he
of
missed.
activity in the earlier portions
Oh,
of the
fuck
game.
him up!
Gio now stepping in.
This is the kind of fight we want.
Attack,
None of that bullshit poke.
Has to be careful about the thorns. He's going to get locked up. CFO now the ones to retreat, the ones to pull back, continuing to try to leverage their poke here.
That's our slash.
Forward onto Adam. 2
Oh
Qs
my god, what is going on?
Confirming the third. Shun.
They're in a different. They're on a different screen.
Solid advantage for CFO. They need to keep this going in their favor. Elder is up and available. BDS, do they feel confident enough to take it? Poke now coming in.
My god, oh my god, we might lose Elder.
Cooldown very long at this stage.
Just
No
fucking
Adam for
rush
40
it,
seconds.
maybe.
Doesn't
What do you
have
think?
TP on res either. Shasi will be up in 10. We'll see if BDS want to force this one down.
Oh my god, they're flipping it.
They're going for
No, we're not flipping Elder, are we? Please, please.
Early, immediately going to go in, finding 3 on the pole.
No! Yes!
Elder in favor of BDS. This is absolutely their
Yes!
CFO.
Fuck it!
Rabbit out of the hat. They need a miracle. But again,
Yes.
hesitation plaguing this team.
Okay, Soul, Baron, and Elder.
Flip side, BDS
We can win now, right?
Aggressive mentality now here in losers bracket. LeBron giving up his life there, getting the 3-man pulverized to buy space for.
No, I can tell you what's gonna happen. I can tell you what's gonna happen. Baron's expiring. Jimmy Neutron and Kai'Sa still have flash up. That spectator's bugged. I can tell you for a fact they have flash up when it comes out. And they have no Nash buff. So they're not going to be able to end on this Elder. I can tell you that for a fact.
Of chasing a CFO team composition where anyone who gets caught out of position can kind of get exploded. Adam here is just vaguely split from the rest of the team and shouldn't.
They're not going to be able to end on this Elder.
Melt Adam completely down. And then this is the aggressiveness.
The Brob Q flashes on Maokai, but it's only 6k.
LeBron trying to stop Gemini from getting in. He still gets into the pit, but this is such an improvement in the mentality of BDS than we had seen.
Oh wait, rest is caught.
They took everything so slow. Here they are looking to.
See, look, they have double flash cleanse, and they have no Baron buff. 1 minute 30. I think CFO is gonna hold, you know. Like maybe they lose top tier 2. I think Shio knows they can't because he just lost ult as well. This Elder is gonna do nothing.
Hitting him with the question mark.
Oh!
Now. Their damage does not matter. Their poke does not matter.
Unless CFO makes a mistake, this Elder won't do anything.
Is a beefy tank with Warmogs who just gets to laugh in your face and emote.
Worst case, they give up an inhib. Worst case.
Adam, isolated, so potentially an opportunity here. Just getting the early flash out from him. But again,
I mean, this stops. That's fine for BDS. That means they don't clear top wave.
BDS stepping forward. They have the Elder. They have the Soul.
Oh, Sejuani has Warmogs now. Perfect.
CFO again will need to look for a miracle at this stage of the game. 44 seconds left. Elder falls away. That might be a window of opportunity to force the fight, but Gemini ulting.
Oh my god.
No backup whatsoever. Just
they really want to push for more, don't they?
But
I don't know if you can. Can you? Can we dive them?
Yeah,
Sejuani ult?
The
waves are small.
Oh,
we're really stepping up for it.
Focusing the objective.
Oh, what? They're engaging. What? Crowny's dead. No! Run! No!
CFO. In the blink of an eye, they see their
BDS is griefing. Even with Elder, they lost the fight because they're greeting so hard. They're greeting so hard. They just need double inhib. Like, even that was a gift. No! The tower! The tower! Yes! Wait, can they end bot?
The tower will still do its work. Jimmy in on the top side. Can they make this happen?
30 seconds.
A victory from the jaws of defeat. We will have to see. Do they have the time? I think they do.
I don't know if they do. They have 30 seconds. Jimmy melts turrets with the empowered W. If Rest or Shun had stayed alive, I think this was game, but Nuke might have saved it. There's 10 seconds on the Bruv who will absolutely have to run in, try and delay this from being any worse. We'll see if they back off after the inhibitor.
Nice in the
There's
back.
no way they can do this.
Okay.
What the hell did we just watch? That's the power of this composition. That single.
They're trying to dive double tower with 1 minion.
For a second, watch this frickin' Kai'Sa damage.
Look, it's 1 range creep.
I'm safe. I'm good. But with the plasma,
so they have to stack on the range creep to not get tower.
Instantly popped
fucking
the
bob.
penetration build, and his spawn is just being camped. They instantly
he got fucking
blow him
bob.
up. Gemini with a nice time Q to make sure you can do anything. And then here, the savior, Nuke, Rest, chasing forward, wanting to get this reset here, this flash out, getting some damage down to finish him off, and then the turret getting Shun. If either one of those two guys lived, I think they meet up with Jimmy in the bot side of the map, and they probably try and end the game.
I knew BDS was good for content. Good job, boys. Now let's end the game.
CFO, again, I think they're going to look back to this game and know.
No, you can win now, guys. The joke's over. It was funny. We got it the first time, the second time, the third time, and the fourth time. You can end now.
Secured, not really an angle here, but will be an angle to force the fight. Jimmy continuing to poke on the backside. The Brav already ulting. Shio isolating one, but not a priority target. Shun just hoping to find an angle onto these carries. The Brav steps up again, but it might cost him his life. The ulti's going to fade away. Can they punish? Flashing out to safety. BDS got what they came for, though. The Baron, they can't just back away.
All right, surely how many Barons is that? The 4th Baron?
They're reaping the rewards here. Able to get there early.
Mad already lost 2 games.
Inhibitors being down. They have so much extra stats available
Shut
from
up.
the dragons that they've taken. And despite how close LeBron got, the fact that he lost his flash there, they no longer really need a Flash Alistair combo to set up and win the game. Hopefully they can just go down bot lane now with these super creeps and the Baron buff on, sit on this, get the 3rd inhibitor, and then force CFO to once again try and
push bot with Nash. This Elder's on bot side, obviously, but they have double inhib.
I've said it too many times this game about the victory lap. BDS are heavily favored. In theory, all you need to do is break open that.
Yeah, 4 more minutes.
Won the game, Dracos. Don't
yeah,
worry.
BDS, 4 more minutes for the pick'ems. Come on.
This is all just the singing is done.
4 more minutes for the pick'ems.
The Chonky lady sings. We'll get there. But
how long do they have Nash buff for? 150.
Nervous.
Hey, no flash on Kai'Sa Jace.
Can they find the angle? Can they bring it back? It would be one of the most miraculous
How do they
turnarounds
hit the
we've
tower?
seen in play-ins.
Who's stepping up?
Require near flawless
Who's stepping up? Which one of the carries? Come on, someone have some balls.
Brownie,
Brownie, it's you, baby. Yeah.
BDS barreling into their base. Ulti going wide from Shio.
And the crowd goes mild.
Nuke is hurting so much, able to force Rest back.
Guys, do we end or do we get Elder?
Hughes from his Sand Soldiers. Rest goes back to the fountain, heals back
End
up,
and give them flashes.
For the
Elder and they have
inhibitor to drop.
End and no flashes. Elder,
really
they have flashes.
You could go
I like the end angle. I like the end angle. Yeah, I like the end angle. Fuck
I
it.
like the idea of just
Go on,
sinking
then.
waves, getting 3 Baron buffed up, super creep waves pushed in.
Nuke have Zhonya's? No, he doesn't.
BDS walking forward. Need to keep it together. If they stay
Done.
distant, this should just be their win, but they're trying to find an opportunity. Nuke locked up for a brief moment.
Defend! Defend!
Trying to look for the angle. Shall see in, but it's
go on, Adam! Yeah! Yeah!
BDS remains standing. Jimmy will not be enough. The blade coming
yes!
through, but at the end of the day, it is
yo, don't end! Yo, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. BDS, 3 minutes, don't end.
For the hills, and BDS taking a commanding win in game 1, despite some hiccups on the journey.
CFO made them work for it, but BDS was able to close this one out.
Not even close.
Superior objective
now, playing Set Azir into
Barons,
poke is probably the most
dragons,
boring shit ever. I think their draft is
to get that
trash at ending the game.
And despite one little misstep in the base by Brownie, giving a momentary opportunity for life there, for the most part, BDS did control the majority.
All right, we win those.
Yeah. And credit to CFO for finding a couple of the opportunities that they did, but I think now that they didn't win the game, you have to kind of bring
Your
in
camera
the
is desynced from the audio. No, it's not.
Why did so many of those windows of opportunity that people might have seen?
All right, we win those. We win those. 1-0. Now BDS always wins game 1, so it's very likely that lose. No, don't lose
or
game 2.
was it individual players? Was it the confidence wasn't there to pull the trigger to jump in on these small windows of opportunity? Because you saw the single fight in mid lane. When it went well, it went really well. But that was about the only fight that they found in that game that was convincing.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really hard-fought game from CFO. I wonder if they did more in the
E1
early
HQ
game,
tour, nice.
Early
New
dive
app,
gone
new
right,
emote.
Maybe you can have a better angle here because they were going toe-to-toe in the team fights. As well as BDS was playing, I think CFO's team fighting was up to match it. And it's about more who gets the early advantages so that they can have more breathing room in close team fights.
What is that?
Not a lot of breathing room for CFO. We'll see if they can breathe new life into this series in game 2. For now, we're going to send it back over to Trevor at the desk.
Ooh, my
Wait, I have to get rid of an emote. I have to get rid of an emote.
In that game. I mean, look,
what don't you use?
BDS started so they did. And it looked so convincing.
XD, no.
And then it looked so great.
What don't you guys use?
Let's just start with the fact that BDS almost threw this
Rat VV, no one uses that. Trash mode. Trash mode.
I'm gonna come to you, catch your breath, try to fix your hair, my man. What on earth happens?
No one uses Rat VV, it's terrible.
Just introduced to a lot of lethality.
There you go, EU fan.
I don't know if this was the correct build for the guys here. I really don't think it was, but just getting isolated on Crownie, who's stepping forward, you see why he can be good against squishies. Only problem is, of course, there's not a lot of squishies outside of just the carries there. And the Desk was highlighting it. I mean, Nuke really saving them here. It's debatable how many of them would actually have been able to make it to the base and end the game from here on out. But the fact that it still stalls it out, and the fact that that fight was still as close as it was. Thank you, I can fix my hair now. That'd be very nice.
Mom, can we have Adam? No, we have Adam at home. Adam at home.
You were screaming just as loud as we were in terms of BDS.
All right,
and
watch the video between Faker and Apps.
쫓아가는 캡스 이게 점화조이라서
자 일단 장막 안 보여
저거 오 페이크 넣었어 페이크 넣었어 속으로 갔는데 역방향인데
전면을 치면서
약간 헛다리를 걸면서 빠져나간 느낌.
I remember.
Hello, my name is Caps.
Oh my god, Caps.
And I always wanted to meet this man. And when I do, I shall embrace him so hard.
What is Caps? Caps is so cringe, man. He's so fucking cute, annoying, funny, and cringe at the same time.
안녕하세요, 페이커입니다. 오늘 캡스 선수랑
Is he walking?
토크하기 위해서 왔습니다.
Hi, Faker. I'm happy to talk to you.
캡스 선수를 또 이렇게 여기서 만나게 될 줄 몰랐는데
What is going on?
정말 반갑고
I have so many questions.
또 만날 수도 있을 텐데 미리 만날 수 있어서 좋습니다.
I'm also very happy to meet you, and I'm happy that we get to borrow the T1 facility.
평소에 조금 자주 하는 편이었는데 좀 최근에 운동을 많이 못하게 돼가지고 체력 관리를 위해서 최근부터 좀 다시 시작하고 있습니다.
What is going on?
Exercise as a team in the morning to just wake up and get ready for scrims. We exercise to get better health, and then we also do it so that we are prepared for scrims. Because
this content is cursed.
Wake up and go straight to scrims. We don't have the good enough energy, so we do some exercise to really wake up.
I'm not high enough for this.
I think I like just running. Running is very straightforward.
Are they just reading a script?
Easy and simple.
캡스 선수는 한국 와서 어떻게 지내고 계십니까?
So we're doing very well actually. It's been quite a nice trip. Sometimes when I arrived in the past, I had to get used to the spicy food, but this time I already am kind of used to it. So I'm very happy to be here, and it's been a lot of fun.
서울은 음식이 제일 맛있는 것 같고 그리고 한강을 가끔 가는데 한강 갈 때마다
I'm so confused.
저도 뭔가 이제 꿀팁을 캡스 선수한테 주고 싶은데 저도 한국 사람인데도 한국을 잘 몰라가지고 뭔가 드릴 수가 없어서 아쉽네요.
Why is Cap so slow?
근데 캡스 선수를
Faker is like proper like speed walking. Caps is slow motion walking.
플레이 스타일이 독해가지고 상대하는 재미가 있고.
All I'm gonna say is Caps lost T1 MSI. Okay, that might be a weird take, but if this guy didn't start playing Nautilus, then he wouldn't have convinced T1 that it was OP. Caps single-handedly convinced them of a meta pick that wasn't meta and made them lose the tournament.
기대가 됩니다.
So I'm always looking forward to playing against Faker. He was kind of the reason that I decided to try and go pro and try my hardest to climb solo queue, especially after I saw him win World 63. It's a big inspiration. And since then I've always just been trying to get to his level, and I'm super happy that I get to compete against him.
Oh my god, Caps. Okay, we stopped walking.
뭔가 어떤 플레이들을 보여줄지 또 기대됩니다.
So I think I really want to play against JG because they won this time, and then I also really want to play against T1 because of you, because it's always fun whenever we play against each other, and also you are a big player in League of Legends, so it's an honor to play against you.
Faker got him a gift.
근데 이게 페이커가 적혀있는 자켓입니다.
Thank you.
It's for you.
That's so cool.
What did you get him, Caps?
A cactus. It was hard to find because we had to go to 5 different stores.
What do you mean you got him a cactus?
But we wanted to give you the cactus because
look at Faker's bro. Look at Faker's face.
But we wanted to give you the cactus because you're the unkillable demon king, and it's the unkillable demon cactus.
Oh, it's the unkillable demon cactus.
Thank you.
No problem. Takeguma.
This is AI. This is an AI video. You can't tell me that's real. You can't tell me that Caps gave him a cactus.
Global demon cactus. Because the cactus doesn't need a lot of more.
Thank you.
No problem.
Watch Faker's face.
Takeguma.
That was the greatest fucking piece of content ever. That was the greatest piece of content ever. I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to the T1 office and I'm gonna find that cactus. I'm gonna find that cactus. Can someone take some pictures of that video? Like some pictures of facial expressions.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Say hi to Glenn from work.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan.
Look what this guy
Switch to my
commented.
plan from Verizon.
That I Will Dominate is fighting for his life, trying to stay awake, coaching worlds, while Caedrel is chilling in a multi-million-dollar office, building, sleeping like a baby, and then does the co-stream with a bottle of wine next to him. No, that's not true! I asked Dom if he wanted to come. I was gonna go with Dom. But Dom had too many things to sort out, so he couldn't come. I was gonna go with him. I was too scared to go without him, actually. But, Actually, I don't know if Dom would have been in the T1 building. That would have been... Alright. I'll run the second set of ads during the break. And yeah, see you guys in a sec. You can sub to avoid them, but you don't have to. I don't know, and you didn't respond. Can you tell me when the draw for the Swiss stage will be? The Swiss stage draw will be after tomorrow's last best of 5, I think. Tomorrow's last best of 5 and then Swiss stage draw. Can someone get a compilation of pictures from that content piece? It was iconic. That was the best content piece ever. Baker loves flowers, so I guess that's why they got him a cactus. Baker loves flowers. There's a second content piece. Is there? Yeah, I saw the rock, paper, scissors. I saw the rock, paper, scissors. Also, the biggest loser of this series is Gulborg. I'm gonna say it. Gulborg, fuck you, Gulborg. He predicted CFO 2-1. Bro, Gulborg, shut up! You're an LEC representative. You're LEC. You can't do that as an LEC representative. Where's Vedius? Where the fuck's Vedius at? Where's Vedius? Is Vedius here? No, he's not. Vedius would go in on him. Vedius would unleash on him. Let me hear the song. Okay. Okay, where's Vedius at? He's not here?
Hello, and
What's
welcome
up?
back.
What up?
To Worlds 2023.
It's your boys.
It's your boys. We
Back at it again.
Back at it again for another cast. How you doing?
Great.
Feeling good at home?
Oh,
If you're
not
BDS
you're not
fan,
asking me.
probably feeling great. If you're a CFO fan, you're probably like, why don't you push
What
your
the
buttons more? And I get that. And that's what we're going to see.
Did they just try to W-riz me?
Credit to BDS. It wasn't the
Did they just try a
flashiest way to
W-riz?
play a game of League of Legends, but it was clean. It was controlled. It was disciplined, and it was exactly what we kind of expected their composition to do.
I'm doing good.
There's been I was scrolling Twitter as I often do between breaks, and there's a question of, was that a commanding win or not? Was a debate that people were having.
Yeah, it was a commanding win.
It's hard to say. Because from a win
Darius ban on blue side.
They were almost always
We're gonna ban Maokai. This enables their whole poke comp. Let's do that.
Of almost every moment of that game, barring the moment where they almost could have lost the game in that one team fight. So you say, yes, they could have lost the game. How is that possible?
They're going to ban Rakan. We're going to ban Maokai. They're going to first pick Zaya. Olaf ban on 1, 2, 3. What the hell?
BDS were winning for 70% of that game, 80% of that
Throw a
game.
penis?
Exactly. Even,
no, I'm not going to do it.
I would say like probably 95%.
I'm going to do it.
Because they turned that game
Maokai ban, Rakan ban, Zaya ban.
One couple aggressive
they could ban Jace, but
controlled the rest of the game.
I think they're probably asking about a Jace ban here. He's going to nuke.
From the perspective of they did lose multiple team fights, and maybe if CFO was slightly more even in neutral objectives, they easily could have lost that game. So it's kind of a
they're going to do Maokai again, for sure. They could do Rakan and give Maokai, but I think Maokai's better. They get Rakan.
I'll go to war for you.
Kaisa,
I don't care what it is.
They get Jace.
Am I making any sense?
They could even do Ezreal into Kaisa, to be honest.
That's not what I'm doing. But anyways, the point being, in all honesty,
there's no way you're first picking Sejuani.
They controlled that game for 95%.
There is no way you're first picking Sejuani.
Well, and okay, regardless of commanding or not, this is something that CFO need to address, because I think this is why we're seeing the pivot specifically to the Sejuani.
The only reason they almost won that last game was because of their draft, not because of their players in lane.
Understand how this thing works. They just back up, and we have no.
We take Maokai then. We take Maokai Rakan. Do it.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see
Maokai Rakan. They're gonna play some Renekton game. Sure, enjoy. I mean, with these two bans, if they're not early rotating Renekton, then they must be smoking Zaza. Like what?
Paired with Sejuani, it's gonna be a lot easier to force fights.
They want to deny the Renekton.
Doesn't mean conceding kind of
Let's pick Rakan. Rakan. It's Labrov's best champ.
Why can't we pick Maokai on 3? Why can't we pick Maokai on 3?
I mean, it's just a champion
who cares if they play Kaisa not?
Pretty reliably and is almost always useful to some degree.
Yeah,
now they can do Kaisa Rakan.
It's like a B tier pick in almost every entire.
Like Maokai's not gonna get picked.
Maybe never.
Why don't they prioritize Rakan? Labrov's Rakan is insane. Doesn't Rakan win rate also super high though?
You can often find champions who do slot into that angle better than Renekton, but then those champions often have more necessities to play them correctly or get value out of them. Or
they wouldn't play Maokai support.
And especially with the current itemization and meta, the Renekton is a very, very powerful pick.
I'm not betting
you can see Rest going for the Aatrox again. That worked out well for him. I'm surprised to see the Sejuani takeaway, honestly. I thought the Maokai was fine. I didn't really have a problem with it.
Surely they're picking Rakan here, right?
3 gank was
they're doing Jace with first pick.
For 25 minutes as BDS stacked dragons and then fought from behind. So that was more like a decision-making problem to me than a comp problem, and I'm surprised to see them go away.
Pick Rakan, ban Nautilus.
The comp was left
Game is won, I promise.
I thought Jimmy and Jace was pretty good.
I promise, I promise. If you pick Rakan, don't pick Azir, don't pick fucking Nico, just pick Rakan, ban Nautilus. Game is won. I promise.
That was the reality.
Their game is over.
Perhaps why we're seeing the Kaisa prioritize here.
You could do Jace. Oh, fuck.
Wanting to see these compositions develop. With Kaisa taken away, there are no prio 80 carries left. Right now, the prio 80 carries are essentially just Kaisa and Zaya in the eyes of many. So that's why you're seeing Nuke pick up the Azir here. Guaranteed
it's good for the pick'ems. True. It's good for the pick'ems. That's true.
In general, it's the champion that has just very high guaranteed
output. It's good for the pick'ems.
Later stages of the game, as long as he doesn't get
if they ban Nautilus now, I'm gonna mold. They should ban mid.
Some stability in their draft. Nothing really crazy coming through here yet for either side, to be honest.
Yeah, Nuke honestly saved that game. When we talk about the opportunity for CFO to have won
that. Actually, Azir owns Nico in lane, but I get it.
Disrespecting the possibility of getting jumped on. He died with, basically flash ult up. And it was Nuke's heroics on this champion that saved that game, as well as bought them the third
no way they're picking Ezreal.
He was doing a lot of work on this champion, so I'm surprised to see him go back.
Actually, what AD are they picking?
And I think that game was a lot of BDS team effort, so
oftentimes
to point out the greater successes of individual members.
You tried to sneak in an Nautilus ban here. I'm gonna fucking fly over.
See what the focus is for the bottom side. Ezreal banned away. When you already see Aatrox, Sejuani on the opposite side, I'm not a big fan of worry. I don't care about Ezreal, to be honest. I think what we saw is a similar problem to what we saw with Jace, which is just when they're beefy frontliners who just
they saved us
all day.
CFO saved us.
What does Ezreal do compared to the power of a champion?
Wait, is Crowny gonna play Twitch?
I was chuckling a little bit to myself about whether or not to make the joke of protecting Crowny from Ezreal himself, giving it over.
I mean, to be fair, Kaisa's supposed to be the Ezreal counter, you know what I mean? And so it's just like it's an interesting thing. Like that was one of the reasons that we saw Kaisa pop up again in like the LPL was that she just jumps on top of Ezreal.
If they pick support on 4, they're less
we were even seeing Ezreal taken into Kai'Sa sometimes as well.
Yeah,
it did
down.
not look fantastic.
Oh, they're gonna play Kalista.
I think it seems to be at least agreed upon.
I don't know. I don't trust him to play Kalista. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. It was obviously like the highest prio AD, but I don't trust it.
Great necessarily. There was one
they
where
picked Nautilus. Now what are we gonna play? Kalista Brown, Kalista Alistar? Actually, yeah, maybe we're fine.
I think we've maybe seen 2 Kalistas thus far. But it is a high-risk, high-reward champion, and you are a lot more early-game oriented now on the side of BDS.
Ooh, Akali,
than they
good
were
champ.
in the previous
Against
game
Maokai, it's annoying.
Well, hopefully
against
be a
Azir, Kalista,
and an aggressive topside as
Akali,
well.
good champ.
And I gotta say, I'm an OEC caster.
Sylas, bad champ.
Obviously, I know
As
BDS
Maokai
very well,
ult,
but I am really loving what CFO are putting together right now because this team fights. This team fights a lot. In fact, all of this team fights,
There
and
is
it's
no way they're gonna pick
dance
Rakan
around on the
now.
outside.
Oh, they're trying to force the
CFO's
Nautilus.
Very,
if they pick Rakan.
very clear identity. On the opposite side for BDS,
Why pick Alistar? No, don't pick Alistar. No, don't pick Alistar. They can't pick Alistar. You're playing Sylas. If they pick Alistar, they're griefing.
Does one thing. And now it's my
I liked
when that
Rakan
one thing
blind
is
there.
push all your buttons and try to kill people.
They looked at the previous
I
game.
still
they
like
said we didn't fight
Rakan.
enough. Now everyone goes in. We do one thing, jump in now. I like the Alistar takeaway from the perspective
They
of,
can go Nolt,
hey, now
they
you
can go
can't
Rakan.
combo
They
that
can go
with
Rel.
Kalista, one of the more
They
annoying
can go
compositions where you have a flying cow hit you in the head.
Renata's Rakan? No, not
Bump you up in
really.
the air twice
But
in a row, turn invulnerable basically, or save him from situations. We are flexing
Oh my
the pools
God.
a little bit here out of BDS.
I like that
Liking it.
Taric
What?
pick.
Into Sylas is
I
a little
like that
questionable
Taric
sometimes.
pick.
Sylas has a lot of nice ults to steal here.
Sylas has a lot of
I
great,
love that
I mean,
Taric
yeah, and
pick.
also
4
builds
melee
AD,
champs
so Maokai
and then a
ult actually
Kai'Sa.
gonna hurt. Okay, whoa, this is great. So, I don't
Wait,
need to
that's a
explain CFO's
turbo pick.
composition to you. If you've ever played against any of these champions, you understand what they do. They jump at you, and usually if they're ahead of you,
Sylas
they
gets
kill you.
Taric
And
ult,
if
yeah,
not,
but it doesn't
you
matter.
maybe
Sylas
outplay
only
them,
gets
kill
one
them.
circle
But
of
the burden
Taric ult. He doesn't get the
execution
second
feels oftentimes on
W.
the person being dove. Kalista Taric, that's out of left field for me. BDS fans, I think, should be sweating because the track record here to prove that these guys are going to execute well in this lane
I like
does
it.
not exist this year.
I like it. Alright, you
Summer
can
split,
sub to avoid
no
ads. You
games
can
on
use a tier
Kalista
1 or
or
Twitch
Taric.
Prime to avoid ads.
This
You know the
is
drill.
a
You get ads,
competition
free
that
worlds
you do see.
experience.
It does.
Mods drop the
to be
Gamba.
fair, you can pick up the Taric so that his ultimate is guaranteed to go off. It's one of the problems that you have with Taric sometimes is the timing of it, and maybe Taric gets exploded because you're doing it on reaction on getting jumped on, and the Kalista can basically guarantee, assuming the Kalista's not the one dying,
Mods drop
that
the Gamba.
Taric ultimate goes off. Plus, sometimes it's even honestly better to throw the Taric.
You can
where
use
the
your Prime
team
if you're
is,
going to be here for
rather
all
than
of
where
Worlds.
the
If you're not going to be in the
enemy is,
Koshing for all of
guarantee
Worlds,
you
then
get
maybe
this
you should save
ultimate
for
off
someone
it.
else.
You can do some very cool synergistic things. You can also line up your stun if you throw it aggressively so that your E always lands from the knockup from the Fate's Call. There are really cool synergies, but they can be difficult to pull off.
Yeah. Last time we saw this was LEC summer 2020, 3 years ago. Production hopping in my ear to give me the fun facts. As much as I'd love to take credit for them, got a whole team here.
Now you
making
did
this
that.
happen.
There's no one else. It's you and me. I'm producing this show. The 50+
all
people
us.
working on it suddenly like me less.
That's
They
so
just-
crazy that your
they
mic
disapprove.
keeps cutting out and you keep saying weird things on broadcast. That's crazy that they're just going to air all that stuff you said off air.
The Baldur's Gate disapprove. Everyone disliked that.
Everyone disliked that. Shout out to the production team. And here we are. Into what could be the final game of the series. A bold bet coming in from BDS showing us
Alright,
something
BDS
new.
fighting.
Slaying and
Everyone
reviving
clap.
target.
Everyone clap.
So it's interesting. I think the Taric ultimate, when you're talking about what CFO's comp wants to
Yeah,
do,
Taric
makes
can
a
cook in
ton
this draft.
of sense. They're going to jump in. You're going to get an invulnerability. Hopefully,
Kalista
time that
Taric
well.
is
You
really
have this
strong.
Peel from the Maokai, peel from the Azir. There's a
EU
lot of
fans, baby.
things
EU fans.
that can deal with CFO's composition if you're really on top of it.
Yeah. And if you can...
If CFO gets ahead, they will
you know,
run
connect
over
on some of
BDS.
those
They will
key
run
abilities
the
that
fuck
you
over.
can connect your League
But
Legends account with Prime Gaming to grab the
if the game is not too psychotic and scrappy and random
Which
fights
looks a
and
little
like
bit
crap
like the Houses
3v3s
on
and shit
Fire.
like
It's
this, then
not
I
a
think
good
BDS is fine.
experiment.
It doesn't seem like the
I think
experience.
Taric is really good into their
Glasses are
champs.
cracked,
Kalista is pretty safe.
Oh, you're right. Look
which
at you
is
with the detail.
maybe how...
Maokai does a lot to
we're gonna
negate their
feel about
engage.
this
The only
game,
scary situation is
depending
if it's
on
like
how this Kalista
there's like
works.
20 kills in the game.
Oh, they're
walking up. Level 1 Alistar, that's all of his value. It's been used up. Crowny flashing out to safety. That's such a fantastic start. Crowny running for his life. Double sums down. First blood.
Yeah, if they can do that, the game's lost. If they can just fucking run in a straight line, everyone's fucked.
Too. The fact that it goes on to Shun,
Wait, Shio.
You have Kalista, an
He ran in
early
here and
game-oriented champion.
nice.
You want to get her ahead. You want to play through that lane. Instantly set onto the back foot and
Hey, the game's
comboing
fucked.
that forward onto the blue buff takeaway.
Why's that
Shao's
fucked?
already reacted going for a split map situation, but this is going to make things even worse because this is going to isolate your lanes to the top side and the bot side. Aatrox is happy to early levels into the reaction early on, but generally speaking, if you're playing this matchup well, it is Aatrox favored, solo queue data wise at least. So this is something where CFO, dream start to this game.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just pick Rakan on 3, ban Nautilus Alistar, pick AD on 4? Like, Kalista's fine, Ezreal would have been fine.
Now the answer is no.
Even Vayne would have been fine, I don't care. Just some fucking AD, and then just last pick mid, I don't care. Anything. Go Ahri, Akali.
I don't know what this lane does when it's behind.
Why did they deny Renekton as
summoners
well?
available for Kalista.
I'm gonna be honest, I have never won lane against a Kalista in my entire life, so I don't know what this champion does.
The Kalista lane loses now, that's the problem.
Nothing. You
like
save other people.
Oh. That's not good.
Mid is really annoying matchup. This guy has second wind, fucking Doran shield.
Get some levels, maybe you're okay.
They're also invading this without jungle.
Committing to the flash.
What are they doing? Do they want to get a ward on the entrance?
Jimmy and laying the follow chains, getting it stacked up enough, forcing the cleanse out, the ignite, just such a good chase down. And the fact that somehow Shun, with everyone else stacked on top,
Sheo leave the
able to
Raptor
pick up that kill is huge.
It's massive, and it's already representing the philosophy we wanted to see more from CFO.
Did the Raptor reset? He has 10 CS.
They have managed to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's
Adam's roaming mid. Look how many danger pings there are.
If you instantly one-shot someone, he's a great level 1 champion. You flash, you pull, and that your job is done. If you extend to level 1, he sucks. That's his entire contribution done. So the fact that everyone immediately follows up, zero hesitation, getting the damage down, finding that kill, donating to the perfect person, this is a swimming start for CFO. You can already see almost 1,000.
Oh, I get it, because they're oysters. Can oysters swim?
Because it hasn't been
or do they just float in the water?
That's something important to keep track of here. This is a potential window of opportunity for Labrov and Crowny to get something done, but of course, who is here to cover?
How do they swim? Aren't they like a pine cone? Like a
sidestepped pretty cleanly. Labrov now going to be in trouble.
How do they
swim? Flash out to safety, and the amount of summoner spells in bot lane is getting lower and lower. The lonely ignite from Labrov, the last.
Oh, is it the one that goes like that?
Like
Pac-Man?
X-Flash headbutt pulve combo onto Crowny, but was able to stay out of range. So instead, they're just getting the flash out of Labrov instead of a follow-up kill, which is a small but important win for BDS in that situation there. But CFO continue to have pressure in the bot lane, and you know, you can still bully maybe after first recall as Adam.
Oh, Adam, be careful.
You can maybe still bully off reset if, you know, Shin doesn't have a massive item advantage, but you've already wasted a lot of the early potential where you're ideally
3v3 bots inbound, but they have a lane ward, and BDS don't have a ward, so BDS think they're safer than they are.
Warded out. Sheo, it's already been warded. Stun connecting on the Alistar.
Do they win this here, CFO?
There's a bit of chip damage.
They have a level lead on jungle.
Very powerful. Level advantage. Passive still up and available with both sides. Kind of just posturing.
They want to crash this wave, BDS.
Yeah.
Wait, why isn't CFO fighting this? They're trying to bait them. Is Silas going to flash that fucking wall?
He can maybe get into that brush unseen.
Or flash that shit?
That's very aggressive.
They're waiting for the setup. Ward's pinged out. Did they spot him going into the jungle?
When is Alistar flash up? It must be up in a second, no?
Mid lane at least, since Nuke has gotten enough of a shove here. They might have seen
maybe like 10 seconds Alistar flash?
That would have been after the roam had occurred. So they knew that he was out of there.
Oh no, Sheo is just still there.
And they're still doing their best to get this wave in. And on the flip side for CFO, they're able to get resets off during this time. Gemini has already gotten that first back, grabbed his first item, and it's taking more Sheo's time.
Can they crash this bot wave? Can they crash this bot wave? Can this crash this bot wave? Can they crash this bot wave? Can they crash this bot wave?
Gemini is once again showing up in bot lane.
I freeze it again.
Yeah.
Isaac and base here.
Coming in hot, let us know they did spot the Silas, so they had perfect information in that context, or at least partially perfect information. They knew that he was in the jungle, so
they can fast push, or Kaisa could have base on a freeze. Looks like they're gonna fast push.
Good diligence from BDS to respect the
yeah, they fast push. Kaisa just use mana.
Level 6.
Crowny has to stay.
Gemini there.
Crowny's staying. They can reset. Herald timer is bad, so maybe they don't reset.
Or at least clear the wave and force it in.
They just run the wave in.
And after that initial explosive moment, the game has been relatively quiet. That said, while Sejuani is getting camps and shadowing her lanes, Sheo has got 4 camps. Has not gotten many camps whatsoever.
No, and also that 5 gold difference in the bot side
has
not gotten any better.
Yeah. He just killed Raptors.
CS
okay, so he has 5 camps.
Heavily in Shun's favor this time around.
5 camps.
He was, as the analyst
5 camps to
what,
what, 8?
One of the best performing members, if not the best performing AD carry currently in play-ins, and this is exactly the guy you want with the gold in your pocket, as well as the fact BDS's comp does have tools to deal with CFOs, but it's not like you have a scaling advantage. There's no benefit from falling behind.
They have question mark ping on Sedge. They know she's on Krugs. Oh, he thinks she's on Drake. He's pinging Drake. Okay, okay.
Aatrox will outperform
Good news is he's not on Drake yet, but he will be on Drake in a second.
Honestly, on that Aatrox.
Funny, because Sheo went to Grump thinking Sejuani's on Drake, but Sejuani was on Krugs and went to Drake because Sheo was on Grump.
Kind of stall out with a 1 to 2k advantage that slowly grows for CFO.
Certainly, and I think if something's going to be the exception to that rule, it will be the Azir coming in from Nuke, which is a lot of pressure to put on an individual player, but Nuke is a guy who Well, he's not always the center of the show. We saw him last game on this Azir. He did make his presence.
Yeah, Shio had to be behind. Like, bot was a terrible situation. Like, their wave was bouncing. If jungle wasn't on bot side with Maokai and was just farming, then it's just open.
Casio, where he's really popped off, really almost single-handedly carried those games. Maybe he can look to replicate that.
He's walking down now again to cover bot. See, it would be nice for him to take blue, hover top, take heralds, but if he does that, his bot lane dies.
I think Shio was worried about a potential bot dive follow-up, so he has to cross-map through mid lane, through vision, making sure that they can actually contest some of these jungle camps.
Nice stun. Nice stun. Nice stun.
In the area.
Glacial augment all over the ground. Not it.
Yeah, able to force him out of the jungle there, get the second blue buff spawn for Shio, and see if he hands it over to Nuke. Because, like you said, it does feel like a lot of the eggs are in the Nuke basket at this point in time. Adam quietly has done a good job getting a CS
They're still
lead
invading
for himself.
Can we collapse, boys?
Quite well in the early phases sometimes. Yeah.
This is where it gets a little bit tricky, though. Rest is currently an item advantage, but Adam making good use of the Fury, trying to backstep.
Oh, that movement was really nice on the Q2.
Not the sweet spot on the Q2. Did look like he got hit by it, but didn't get knocked up.
Yeah,
dodge into it.
Ultimates there,
that's what you have to do against Aatrox. You have to dodge into his spells sometimes.
Just keep farming up, and Adam has kind of been on what you would call somewhat the strong side in the early levels.
Oh, he eat forwards.
Oh, good.
He has to flash that. But Aatrox can QE now. Maybe he's dead. Does he have W?
Connect on its own. Oh!
Oh,
hits the Q2, he's gonna hit the Q3.
Oh, he played that well.
For those who don't know, Q2, once they're already chained, you guarantee the Q3.
Fuck!
Rest landing the skills, missed the Q1, but still had enough damage to make it happen. Finds the solo bolo. We were trying to hype up Adam a little bit as maybe being a strong side of the map. Immediate cast your curse into a 2-0 lead for CFO.
Yeah. Just like it's all on Mark Z for producing the show, it's also all his fault. Is Crowny now trying to make it out to safety, throwing his support back into the mix, running for his life.
Run, Crowny, run!
But he's slowed, just barely able to escape.
Wait, he got out!
They do make it out. CFO burns so many resources, but BDS walk away with their lives, burning everything in return.
That is a highway robbery to get out of there. Crowny living somehow is now Gemini, maybe a little bit too far forward.
Tarek doesn't have Hex Flash. Oh, Crowny! You're mental!
Kill. This is madness. Xiaozi coming in too. Crowny not quite able to finish the job. Ignite now taking down LeBron. Held that one for so damn long.
Oh my god, Alistar leveled up.
Xiaozi, but the ult coming in just in time. The stun connecting. Nuke going for the pushback.
Nuke! Oh, he missed the flashy. The Sylas.
Damn clean. Shun out of mana.
Run!
Coming in, just a bit of poke.
Okay, 2 for 1. 2 for 1 is not bad.
Mess of an exchange.
2 for 1.
Taking what should have been a free kill onto Crowny and turning that into a 2 for 1 for BDS. What I thought was
that Jimmy Neutron almost clutched the game.
That they could
he flash E'd the wall.
Play, as we initially see this.
Oh, we don't need to see this.
And I gotta say, this.
The second E forward was an interesting choice.
Was bold. Okay, but this is the thing that I love from Rest. Absolute confidence
this didn't happen.
Here. To go for that. Because if you whiff the Infernal Chains, you look like an idiot.
He was close. Q went right wide. Here's this play, though, where they immediately get on top of him. This looks fantastic. The flash out. This, though, the interrupt by Lebrov jumping in the way. Shun has to flash in front of Lebrov to try and land the W afterwards. Gemini also misses ultimate. And then there's nothing left. They're able to skate out. And because Nuke has pressure
so what happens here
Gemini starts trying to move up to the river to contest that.
Crowny goes in.
It looked like the rest of the team can
gets the stun with the jump, which was really nice.
I like the decision to go
he dies. Alistar levels up.
And try and keep skirmishing,
pops ult here.
Man.
Now watch Jimmy Neutron. Now Jimmy Neutron almost turned this.
Level 6 because
watch Jimmy Neutron. He's got E up, flash E.
Oh. Yeah, same with Shield grabbing his ult, I think, at the tail end of that fight as well, then being able to send that over to protect the rest of the team. Close. They got a lot of flashes out, too. Shun burned his flash earlier. Jimmy burned his flash trying to get on top of Nuke, who was able to flash out safely. There's basically no flashes in the game after that.
Rest going in. Already burned the Umbral dash, so Adam's just going to be forced back.
Okay, we're good.
Lane does not get easier.
We're good.
Nuke does not. He did hold on to his ultimate there while Rest burned his, so should be
a
relatively safe unless Gemini can land a nice CC combo here. But there's enough vision from BDS on this side of the map to not be surprised of anything coming in, and you have Shio now
breaks up in 50 seconds, so and BDS love Dragon, so yeah, Shio resetting. I kind of expect him to do that. The worst part about this Dragon is Kalista no sums.
To pop your ult to try to dash to safety. Crowny on the bottom side, getting closer to what I assume will be an early Blade of the Rune.
Why do they insist on putting Adam on Renekton? Well, they banned Olaf Darius, so what they were going to do is first pick Sejuani, and then pick Renekton on 2-3. And then Adam doesn't have any champs into it because they banned Olaf Darius. So he had to pick Renekton to deny the Sejuani Renekton, and also covers off his champions being banned away. So he kind of had to pick Renekton this game.
lot of beef frontliners.
I don't know if you can play Garen into Renekton Sejuani. I don't know if he's ever played that before. Normally he always picks Darius Olaf into it.
Composition. You think just instantly blow somebody up, most likely nuke if you can get on top of him. And
yeah, Jax could work, I guess.
The enemy team does have a lot of beefcakes, but
I know, it looks like they rate Renekton really highly, so they want to deny it.
Too much armor on a Renekton, and the Maokai is a low econ jungler. You know, you're not able to get quite as many armor stacking. And either way, though, still going to be able to pump out a lot of damage, I suppose. And
dropping Drake
this is
because
one
of
of those
Kalista
awkward
situation.
games again where CFO is in what feels
yeah, it's
like
Kraken
a
Slayer
commanding lead.
Well, don't look bot lane items.
They have not been able to convert much of that since the very nice opening in the solo kill. The gold lead has largely stayed the same, hovering around 1,000. They did pick up one dragon, but they have not blown open the bot side.
I don't know how that matchup is. Garen into Renekton doesn't sound good for Garen.
Of how these comps are going to interact.
Yeah. Rest just walking menacingly at Adam. Umbral dash into the Q2. Q3 won't connect. Adam walks away slowly.
Drake stacking commences on the bot side of the map. Still far behind, still 20 CS deficit, still jungle advantage as well to Gemini in CS. Grabbing the second one also has the mythic advantage across the board, so there's no way BDS would ever want to take that
wins?
fight.
I doubt it. I think Renekton probably blasts him level 1 to like 9, level 1 to 10.
At this point.
Ocean Soul! Yo, we need 6 dragons on this!
You know, I'm not really
Give me
sure
6!
What BDS can do here, 'cause Crowny,
Give me 6 dragons!
A lot of these more bruisery style champions,
It's been years! It's been years!
Survive forever in a fight. The Alistar really limits that, especially a phase.
Yeah, I think BDS can't fight that Drake. Look at items, right? They have Everfrost, the Lost Chapter,
zoom in and out,
Kraken to pickaxe.
You make sure that you connect with that stun. It's gonna be tricky to navigate. A lot of pressure on
5
the
is
Rock
max.
now to find that
Oh yeah,
great
shit, they
card.
can only be 5.
For the contest here around the blue buff.
Still 5.
We'll go over to Gemini.
We take 5. We take 5.
Yep, a little early. It looked like from Sheo there, maybe. And like you said, there are tools for BDS comp where if they go
my glasses
in,
were
you
dirty,
get the
that's why I
ultimate
said
off
6.
because it wasn't super clean. Kalista builds a bunch of stacks up because she's invulnerable and hopefully 3 hitting during that time. Nuke shuffles people away, you rip them out. Of course, and it's still, again, now only a 2,000 gold advantage, but
look top items. I'm not looking at top bot, mid, AD, support, coach items. I'm not looking at anyone's items.
Behind CFO and getting
it's a roughie. I get it. It's a roughie.
By the time you have your items to fight, suddenly it's 3 dragons and a 4K gold advantage if CFO continues to snowball.
Yeah. Being walking forward, isolating. Sheo now needs to make it out safety, but again, the layering of the CC here, flawless from CFO to find that pick. Take a look at the match card lane economy snapshot. Lane's looking good for CFO is the story here, and that snapshot didn't take into account that kill, so I imagine even mid lane now in the favor of CFO.
That would be a 300 gold swing. Unfortunately, he did not pick it up, so getting the assist
We're going to go into game 3.
Nice aggressiveness. I like seeing
We're
Jimmy
not going to pick Kalista.
Even though Sheo had flash, and I assume they had that
We're
time,
not
there's so much CC
gonna pick
follow
Renekton.
as long as you lock him down to start that off with.
We are going to draft
I didn't see a Trito go
for
over,
mid to late game scaling, and we're not going to
usually
grief.
the easiest way to tell.
We're going to let the game come to us.
Heal for a
Because
bunch.
now, the game's fucked. Why?
Goldender coming through.
Because my
If we can get
Renekton's
out
losing
without
lane,
burning his zone,
my Kalista's losing lane.
pullback.
What do they do?
So,
What do they do
ultimate advantage
if they're
here.
losing
Doesn't
lane?
need to reset.
They
Hopefully
do
he can pick up the
nothing.
Gore Drinker. This lane is going to be very
Azir has to solo carry the whole game.
It's one of those, it feels like it's what the top lane's going to be now is Rest generally getting good trades and chasing him down, and Adam trying to survive, and at some point, hopefully in team fights, killing Shun or something. Because otherwise, yeah, the side lane will largely be in Rest's favor. That's what we're talking about, where the matchup, assuming you're playing it correctly and you're able to land some of your W Infernal Chains and your Darkened Blades, there's not much Renekton can do.
Yeah, it's an interesting balancing act. Actually, I love Aatrox as a champion just from watching people lane as and against him. There's this like beautiful dance of spacing where like you want to be on top for Q2
Not stressed.
and Q3. Or sorry, Q1 and Q2. And
World
then
is
you wanna be as
safe.
far away
We
from
will win.
Q3 and like watching that
Oh
back
my
and
god, he
forth
doesn't even have Gore
is
Drinker
always
yet.
pretty fun. That said, not
Fuck's
as
sakes.
fun when the Aatrox is sitting pretty on a Gore Drinker while
Oh
Renekton
my
only has
god, these
bits and
items
pieces.
are making me...
Yeah, and your entire rest of your map is falling behind.
Yeah.
I'm playing Renekton. What am I doing here?
Sure. And this is one of those moments we talked about. Renekton does everything pretty solid. But, you know, he just doesn't.
It's Ocean Soul, so it's not the best dragon.
For a sudden window of
So,
opportunity where
you know,
Adam is suddenly the strongest
we just
champion in the
drop
game.
Herald, drop Drake, drop second Drake, drop Nash,
Like he's always gonna
drop
be a threat.
Altars,
Whoa, he
Inners.
locked up. Chain CC again coming through, forcing out
and
the
then
flank.
maybe we
Crowny
can
now
come
just
back.
Keep walking forward, knowing that he's not under a lot of threat. Shousey's still coming though. He has to be
Oh, Adam
careful.
TP.
Adam going in. He might just be able to one shot.
Oh, Adam.
Dominant. Shousey now needs to run. Zooming out to safety. Crowny desperate for more, but
We're gonna lose top tower off that, and Herald, and mid tower, possibly. Can we get bot tier 1? No, we can't. Maybe we can hold mid tier 1. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we're gonna lose top and Herald for bot. So it's not bad overall. A kill and a tower for Herald and a tower. It would have just been a 2 for 0 trade. Now we get something out of it. That's worth.
Turret on the top side, and they'll grab the Rift Herald as well. It is at least getting some gold back into BDS, because otherwise, how else will you be able to trade turrets if you're just losing in
Wait,
most
Sylas
lanes
is
or down
TPing
pressure,
bot.
at the very least.
As if they're holding that tower. You're so cringe. What's the point? It's gonna die anyway. Why'd you do that? Why do you hold that tower? What's the point?
Did save the turret with that teleport, so while I'm sure BDS will grab that shortly,
Someone's just gonna walk up and auto attack it anytime in the game.
You just need that like 100 gold.
Yeah, I'm mad. Yeah, I am mad.
33 seconds to the dragon. If that staggers a recall timer,
so what?
Then that frees up CFO to push in this mid lane, and it's absolutely worth the expenditure. Chelsea is
Nuke.
Oh, Nuke isolated.
Why do you try? Whoa!
Trying to bait him in. Rest now just going to blast cone out to safety. The stun not quite going to catch him in midair.
My god, he dashed into him for a second.
That was almost very suspect, but everyone manages to make it out safe. Ultimately, Rest forced to flash.
Having some happy game a little bit right now with Xiaoxi going over the wall before
happy
the
game.
Rift
I'm not happy.
Range,
I'm stressed.
Damage, and then Rest having a really nice trade onto Nuke, and then Nuke kind of like you said.
You're not fighting this dragon,
the rest
are you?
of the team able to collapse, getting the flash out of
Guys,
Rest, limiting his playmaking as we head towards the third dragon, and BDS getting the inside track on it because again,
Guys, let's
Xiaoxi
talk about it. Come on, hey. Our base looks real safe. The base looks real safe right now. Okay? You're not fighting.
Going to be in that dragon that much easier to secure it. There should be no way for CFO to win the 50-50 with Crowdy having that many spears and eyes on the prize. They immediately going to ult. Now the follow-up just has to stop in its tracks. Xiaoxi's there, but there's no effective damage output. Solid fight for BDS thus far. Do they want to commit or back away with what they got? Crowdy just continuing to step forward, knowing he's under no threat. Xiaoxi over-committing into the turret.
Done.
Adam is instantly looking to follow.
Okay.
BDS finding the angle.
We didn't see that Nuke. Don't worry, you didn't dash into the wall.
Crowdy.
Despite the
Aatrox ult was on
start
cooldown.
Forced on from that level 1, and then the Gemini in back pocket of bot lane.
How did they steal Drake though? That should have been ours.
Finding ways to contribute. LeBron, the nice ultimate, pulling off the combination that we were.
Oh, they
saying
give Drake
was
so
how
they
you
can
win
force
these
stack it
fights,
themselves. Yeah,
getting
makes
the
sense.
Taric ultimate off. Xiaoxi going in right then and being able to just stack up spears in him. Once the Alistar ult drops off, you blow him up. And saving grace for CFO in this situation was they did continue their dragon stacking. I like the setup here out of CFO.
They don't have Aatrox ult, I think. That's why they're scared.
They get this away.
They don't have Aatrox or Sylas ult. If Sylas could take Alistar ult here and Aatrox had ult, everyone would get one shot, but they don't. They don't have any ults.
Focus down, and the rest of CFO was split and looking like they were happy to just
So it's actually a really good timing.
And then Rest stuck around just slightly too long. He ends up dropping.
Sylas took a 0 ult at the end.
BDS hopping the wall and maybe beginning to find.
I mean, not take Alistar ult. Sorry, Maokai ult. Maokai ult.
Yo,
I meant Maokai.
I meant Maokai. Shut up. Trend of these like spectator objectives, where they show up and they're kind of just hoping that BDS fumble the bag and that they can jump in.
Alistar,
and steal
Maokai, Ivern,
away.
they're all Zaza.
Xiaoxi overcommitting. Saw it in
Zaza
game
milk.
1 as well, and I think it's either go and contest and fight or don't. But this spending so much time just to lose members in the exchange and power that Taric ultimate very
How far is
apparent
Crowny
in the
off the
previous
second
fight.
item?
With no immediate fall,
He's sitting
with no
on a lot of
immediate
gold.
burst
I swear he
damage
had those
coming
items
through.
for
It's
Drake.
so easy to just wait out that channel time and leverage it to its fullest.
Does CFO know that he's still sitting on gold?
Still 2,500 gold behind. Still, the dragon went over to CFO, so there's huge
Facing
pressure
now,
on this next one to make sure that they don't get it. But at the end of the day, they did get some more gold into their back pocket.
Yeah, and completely wrong there because I missed this.
How much gold does he have? They're really scared of this Baron.
That shouldn't happen against a Callista. And CFO
Ice is ganking bot.
So actually, the grand scheme of things,
Good gank, but Adam has TP to match, but they have no Aatrox TP, so he can't. They have Aatrox TP, maybe they can, but I think really hard if Aatrox TP.
Able to stay healthy if they are walking into
I'm just pulse champing for Crowny's space.
One of
He
the
must have so much
parts
gold.
of Maokai's kit. Still will have vision control. We'll still have to walk into them, but even with Demonic Red Smite, will not be quite as much damage as you're absorbing through the healing of the ocean. Now we see Nuke in a bit of trouble. Gets the turret up, at least, to protect his back off there.
They remember from game 1. You don't fight the Emperor
Hurricane.
in his little mini kingdom here on the bottom side. As brief as it will be.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? The pink wards in the inventory.
My question is from here, how does CFO win this game? Because we saw them.
Yeah, Hurricane's
in a
really good this game.
position
They have 4 mini
game,
champs and a
able
Sonic
to,
Kai'Sa.
with their backs against the wall, find that aggressive angle. Now in the driver's
He needs
seat of the game,
Blade.
how do they want to pilot it? That last objective I will chalk up to a series of unfortunate events. They lemony snicketed their way into that where Shousey gets chunked out by flashing the wall too early, then
Alright, Kalista's pretty strong.
And then they're late to the dragon, and then they're trying to contest it.
Because they get the steal, though, it's kind of like even though it's questionable, ultimately it's like,
Azir should be able to get bot tower pretty
which
easy.
isn't a great way to look at League of Legends
Azir
from a
needs
competitive
Nashers.
standpoint, but sometimes you take the
You could go Void Staff with those items because of the Abyssal
If
Mask.
you keep doing that, eventually you
Void Staff,
probably
Nashers.
should not win that game.
If we keep doing it, we get Ocean Soul in the next one.
Fair enough.
You know?
That is
keep flipping it. If you keep winning the flip, there's nothing wrong
Some
with
guy in
flipping,
chat
right?
says,
That's
bro,
gambling.
stop coping for BDS. I'll remember your username.
I'm not gonna do the copy pasta.
Good. I'm gonna remember that username.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that username. I'm gonna add you 400 times.
One more away. No, here I will say you can see that Goldie kind of plateauing, unfortunately, for CFO. You want to have a little bit more control, and those kills did matter. It did get Crowny to a spot where he feels pretty relevant, even items at least with Shun here. And so while Kaisa will outgo the Kalista, at least at this portion of the game, you are very, very relevant if you're able to stack up spears. And I like BDS kind of putting their foot in the gas here, saying we don't want to just keep even farming and go into the next dragon.
Hello.
Yeah. BDS. CFO have the gold lead, but it's BDS dictating the pace of the game right now. CFO forced to play it to their tune. Now looking to test. 6K getting lower. Again, it should be impossible to steal his objective. Stun locking up. Should be enforcing out.
Hello.
The early stopwatch looking to burn him down. He's now pushing back. He's now trying to make it out to safety. Target coming down. Can they take the objective?
Nice, smite.
Stolen. It's sloppy on the finish.
Where's Distinct? Where's Distinct? Nuke lives. Smite flash. Cringe. Freak.
With the smite to finish the job, but at the end of the day,
holy fuck, BDS Barons.
Might have struggled against the Aatrox, but he is absolutely
oh yeah.
This
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Time, Shun running for his life, but it does matter. Does it matter?
No, Adam, you fucking troll!
He gets lost in the
you
zone.
trolled. You would have lived.
More important than just finishing the job.
Pushing the recall buttons, trying to flex on him a little bit, ends up going down, but still, BDS absolutely love that call. Use your kits to the maximum, stack those spears up, force them into you. I think the decision to split the fight as well, to force Jimmy off to the left side of the fight.
They would have 4 Nash buffs. Man, where's Distinct? Yo, chat, where's that guy? What's his username? Everyone at him. Everyone at him. What do you mean coping for BDS?
Nuke and Adam comboing together to kill him, while Rest is the only one in the fight.
At him.
Get this ultimate off,
Rat.
pull him on top of you, guaranteed get that, and then they can finish the objective.
He wrote Badam. That's all he wrote. He just wrote Badam. Yo, shut up.
In, but it's too little, too
You're a
late
doubter.
now, BDS might have just punched their tickets potentially to
what happened, little bro? You left?
Against the PCS #1 seed if they can make the most of this Baron buff.
Why does Adam taunt here?
Backbreaker plays today. This wasn't it.
Just kill him.
Kind of funny. He's just taking time. I mean,
Kaisa's a fun champion, and you probably, you know, whoops. I don't know what to do.
Fine.
Whatever. I mean, they
You're
stop
such
the
a troll.
dragon stacking, they get their Baron, they have
oh
the
my god,
control
this
now.
Sylas
You
is
know,
gonna
this
heal
is
the
a
enemy team.
huge win for BDS.
Look at bro's items.
They are doing a very good job of
He's got
understanding
no
competition.
damage.
When they lock this in, we're highlighting the fact that we haven't really seen this out of BDS, this exact combination of champions, and there's always concern with this kind of thing if you're able to actually execute on it. And despite the horrendous start, BDS is
You were the
showing
one
they know
doubting
how
the
to do
Renekton
this.
Kalista? Yeah, but I didn't doubt the Nuke Azir, did I? Huh?
On this pick. I think excellent recognition.
That's all that matters.
A lot of these short-range champions on the opposite side. Kalista champion who's great in these extended fights when she can dance around a lot of these more melee champions. And while it's something we haven't seen from Crowny this year, you know,
Kinda did. No, I didn't. Let's not get into the nitty-gritty of life. Okay? They're winning, right? That's all that matters.
Paired with the Taric ultimate, it's looking like BDS, seemingly out of nowhere, have taken total control of this game.
Yeah, it was heavily favored for the vast majority of the game, basically since level 1 towards CFO, but that Baron flip coming up huge for him.
And again, in a perfect world, not a flip.
Some guy writes Kaisa with 4 supports. Ain't no.
It did not count 1, 2, 3 on the smites. It got a little hectic here. Focus now on
don't touch the Taric, bro. He don't die.
Maokai ultimate traded. Kitty Cat's going
That's all they're engaged. Oh my god, he just Q flashed the ground. Die. Oh, get him, Adam. Yeah, die. Die. Get him, boys. Get Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy is forced to retreat, and BDS barreling down the top side.
Perfect. Baron buffs off, but it's fine.
5v3. We want to see how aggressive
We get top in it.
to be here. Is it
Let's not end. Think about the pick'ems. 2 minutes on Drake.
30 seconds on
Yo!
15 on Shousey.
Don't end.
They're considering it.
Dragon Soul. Ocean Dragons. Pick'ems. Don't end.
They just don't have the follow-up damage. Too much wave clear from the side of CFO. They opt to just
Back
get
the
out
Drakes.
rather than
Back
risk
the Drakes.
diving the Nexus towers.
We can get 3 more easy. Easy. That's 15 minutes. We break the pick'ems. We break the
what you want to do is threaten enough of
dragons
that he has to pop his ultimate. You back off from that position, and then you re-engage. But Labrov is just so
Tetuani ult plus stolen Maokai ult, but no one went in.
Yeah, and he holds it. He holds it. He holds it until the next Maokai ultimate comes in the second engage, and that's when he pops his ultimate, and that's when the turn comes through. Absolutely love the restraint on the Taric play there, and then Adam shows up. Then they can chase forward and win this fight.
Yeah. I gotta say, I was skeptical about the Kalista Taric, even more so after that first blood kill, but credit to BDS. Making this combination for both champions, you know, kind of utilizing it to the fullest, making it look good.
And really heads up drafting and throws an extra wrinkle into what I think a lot of people expected out of BDS, where it's mostly kite back compositions, scaling, and it's just, is Adam going to do something weird?
Oh, they could lose the game to far more Oceans next game. Yeah, you're right.
Unique pocket picks, these things that will answer
we don't
compositions.
risk
When
it.
CFO
We just get the dub.
Full dive, full send,
don't risk it.
full
Just get the
to
dub.
blowing up targets, and you flex in the Kalista and the Taric, and you're able to counter the enemy composition. It makes you have to pay way more attention in the draft into what you're actually playing into.
Get the win, let's get the win.
And I think you're in this awkward point now where you have a lot of
BP
champions
behind.
who don't have the burst damage. As we see
BP
there,
behind. Yo,
Labrov,
Labrov, don't split from the carries. Labrov. Cover the carries, cover the carries, cover the carries.
Oh! Coming out, thrown in the midst of the team. The shield coming in again. There's no angle.
Oh! Get him, Crowny.
Moving in to just get slaughtered.
Hell yeah.
Again, still standing. But they don't have the money. They don't have the comp.
Destroyed. CFO 07. CFO 7. See you later. BDS, baby. That's the miracle run. BDS. BDS. That's the miracle run. That's a BO5 tomorrow. BO5 tomorrow versus Paris Saint-Germain. Winner goes to Swiss. Loser goes home.
When it comes time to show up, BDS to show up. They will move
Everyone clap.
on to the best of
Yo,
5.
Nuke!
They will move on to the enemy fountain for some reason. They will take their time, but
What
they
the
will
fuck
take
did Nuke just do?
as well. BDS won best of 5.
He don't care about
securing
KDA.
the Swiss stage.
The importance of the losers
BDS.
bracket coming up.
Don't forget,
big
tomorrow,
today.
5 a.m.
And BDS
Tomorrow at 5 a.m. It starts, world starts 4 hours earlier tomorrow.
Uncharacteristic play out of them and recovering in the losers
4 hours earlier tomorrow.
Way better, even today than yesterday for BDS. A level of aggression that we weren't seeing out of
I'll
them,
wake up at
not
4:30
just
and we'll start the
scaling
stream.
into it, but looking for their moments, looking for their opportunities, and pulling the trigger when they see them.
I don't know if the BDS series is at 4 a.m. though.
And that game right there.
No, it's the GAM series first. So the BDS series is at 10 a.m. So you're chilling, you're chilling. If you don't want to wake up for the Vietnam finals, you're fine.
And you had a big enough lead that it wasn't the end of the world. That game.
You're casting this world.
Starting behind, bringing it back.
You hear that noise?
Not massively ahead. In fact, starting to get further and further behind when it comes to Adam. Even he was finding these good little gold advantages.
Hear that?
But showing up way better in the team fights. BDS executing as a team way better.
I think it's like one of these weird ways to gain confidence, to be losing the game and recover it. Because the way that you were losing the game
don't
was
mind
a
me.
little hard to predict. BDS does
Just Europe on another miracle run.
And they kind of got called out by the Alistair.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Because of it. But they did not crumble.
Get the fuck out of the way.
By how much pressure was put onto that bot side of the map. They didn't end up actually dropping again, if I'm not mistaken.
Move!
They recovered extremely well. And going forward now, looking towards tomorrow against PSG, who is generally considered a stronger opponent than CFO.
We got a Swiss stage to get to.
Continue to play this well, and it gives, I think, European fans a lot of
PSG is all that left.
should breathe a huge
We've
sigh of
defeated
relief
everyone.
now.
PCS
After
down.
the loss and
We
after,
take on the second seed.
surprisingly contentious
Now we're
game
gonna take on the
against
first
DMF,
seed of
I was sweating.
PCS. Oh my god, Nuke!
They stay alive here.
You see that? That's reach. That's why he plays as here. He's got the 10 fucking inch reach.
I have no words. I have
LEC
no way
sign.
to understand
My
BDS,
goat.
and I genuinely do not know what
Yo,
to expect
Tony,
from
thanks for the
this
5
team.
gifted,
Coming to game 1, my expectations were low. The first 20 minutes, they blow me out the water. The next 20 minutes, they make me depressed. I come into game 2.
One more
gets
series.
First blood on Invade. I'm convinced we're going to game 3. And then they have one of the best clean
They will do what Mad Lions couldn't.
This team is a little
Twice.
all over the place, but
They'll get out of
they
planes.
pick up the wins. They're 1 BO5 away that from making it to Swiss.
True, Trevor.
They'll get out of
You can't handle
planes.
them at the worst. You don't deserve
They
that.
won't lose a best of 5.
They
They
showed
won't go
both sides.
2-3.
Game 1,
They
great
will
early
make
game,
it.
pretty
They
tragic,
will silence the doubters.
late game.
They
Game
will
2,
be knocked out in
pretty
Swiss, but it
tragic
doesn't
early
matter.
game, but they come back
They'll get
later
there in the
on.
first place.
So congratulations to BDS for this one. Great play.
No, absolutely. You know, When the early game
7k damage on Silas.
I saw that there was a Kalista, you know, Adam got
Where's
Goldborg?
Yeah.
Yo, Goldborg.
A little bit worried.
Yo, Goldborg. You predicted CFO to win.
Yeah,
Not only did you betray Europe, but you also were wrong.
Going into the mid game around the objectives.
Betrays
I mean, wow,
Europe
great
and
team
is wrong.
fighting coming through, especially with the usage of the Taric ultimate. It just seemed like CFO did not know how to play into that whatsoever.
What's
and
that,
also
Goldborg?
a lot of credit
I can't hear
to
you.
the members that's not
I
Adam
can't
for
hear you.
once
What do you say?
from stepping up for BDS. I think all of them really delivered in this game. And despite Adam's little, do we call it a mishap with his disrespect in the top lane, the personality display?
I think the personality display, I actually don't think...
Who are we going to pick tomorrow, Goldborg? We're going to pick PSG 3-0? Do it again!
It's about sending a message, it's about mentality.
I've dealt with a lot of doubters this year. I've smoked them all. I'll smoke another. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Bounty gold had mattered, sure.
Then you're giving him the death
right?
stare. Yeah.
But I mean, they knew they were finishing it, so yeah, I'm going to allow it. Also,
I'll smoke them
coming
all.
from the
Every single one of
traitor
them.
that called it 2-1 in favor of Flying Oyster at the beginning of the day, if I recall correctly.
You thought we had missed that, huh?
Very rich, Mr. Goldborg. VODs out there is seething. VODs out there, who is channeling his euphoria fully, is going to throw you under the bus for bailing on BDS. Look at these plays. Look at this objective.
And where was your confidence in the prediction, too? I said 2-0 BDS. You're like, 2-1 CFO.
No, I just said he was quick. I got a producer in me telling me we need to throw. Trevor is throwing to the next castle.
So
with the
tell
game
me
coming
how
in. I have
Raz
to go quick. Also,
believed in Europe
I'm already getting
more
shamed
than
by you
Goldborg.
guys. Makeup Lady came through, looked at me, and just said, "You disrespect my boys." This is what happens. She called me Vedius because Vedius is usually the one with these predictions. So yeah, I got my fair share of it. You know, Adam, he tried to help me out. Did not work.
One of our producers that
Goldborg,
does
you
a
were
lot
wrong.
of the
I
international
want an
events,
apology
he actually
speech.
said that if BDS wins, he deserves
I
a
want
raise.
an apology
so
speech.
Sam, that's a shout out to you there for
Now.
having a bit of a joke. Regardless of that, let's zoom out. Let's take a brief second and to recognize that for Flying Oysters, they have now been eliminated.
Yes.
Flying Oysters came in, they
I
made a
want an
statement.
apology speech.
They were a strong opponent,
Now.
and I think there were multiple times, especially in Game 1, where they really could have
All right, that's it.
BDS, forced us deeper into the series. Ultimately, though, BDS did step up to the plate today, pick up the win, and advance to face PSG in the next round.
Yeah, and
It's
CFO gave
BDS
us some of
versus
the most
PSG
exciting
and GAM
games
versus
and series of the
Team Wales.
tournaments. They were bloodthirsty. Specifically, shout out to Jimian. He had both. In his loss in the Azir game, I thought he was amazing. His Jace has been exceptional, so I'm actually looking forward to just seeing him go back domestically and also come back to an international, the next MSI. So even though it's an ending for him and his team, still a proper showing for the second seed for the PCS.
And Goldborg, when we take a look at the bracket, Team Wales versus GAM. The VCS number 1 and number 2 seed, they are flipped this time around versus what they came in from. Team Wales will be the highest seed, PSG versus BDS, so PCS and LEC, only 2 of those teams will advance to Swiss.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so excited for tomorrow. No, of course for PSG versus BDS, but maybe even
I'm
more so
glad,
actually
Browning.
for Team Wales versus GAM. It's a rematch of the finals we had at VCS, but this is also the first time where Team Wales actually get to participate in a finals with the full roster. Yeah. I saw a lot of fans
I predicted BDS and PSG to advance. Yeah, me too.
Me
too.
Wales evolved a lot going into play-ins. Like, they are so much better than they were when they played in the playoffs of BCS. But also, B was hospitalized when they were playing the finals, so he could not participate. This time around, they get to have the rematch where you have a full roster for Team Wales.
Go on, do it.
Well, we'll find out what happens. I just heard the interview is ready. Law is standing by.
I'm going to put my food heat up while we do the interview. 1 second.
Welcome back to Seoul for the Verizon post-game interview here with Adam from BDS. Congratulations on making it to best of 5. It was not an easy road for you guys, but you guys made it. Talk me through this series. Chaotic first game, second one a bit more clean. But how do you guys always do it like this? Nothing's easy with you guys so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I knew that we would kind of win today, because after the loss against the Team Wales, we had a lot of discussions about what would work the best for us. And starting from yesterday, I think we've shown pretty clean performances, apart from today's game 1, which is, I would say, I mean, BDS is not, like, we always have this tendency to go a bit slow, you know, sometimes. But once we're in, we're in. So.
Can you tell me a bit more about the way you reflected on the games yesterday? You were saying that you know which way you should take. Can you tell me more about this and the learnings from this one?
Yeah, for example, if you take a look after the loss against Team Wales, I was really frustrated, really angry towards myself and also towards my teammates, right? Because, of course, when you're at a world stage, you should not be happy, right? And you should also take accountable, you know, your teammates if they do something bad. So this is why, you know, after this we had kind of a big discussion, and then we worked all together to really see like what actually is the best for us.
Okay.
And in game, I think now everything's good, to be fair. So I'm really glad.
Found your groove. Happy to hear that. You were mentioning how important it is, especially on the world stage. This is not your first Worlds participation. I know the last one was a bit complicated for multiple reasons, but what is your resolution this time around? What do you want to prove personally, and what do you want to achieve? And also, what kind of mindset are you in compared to last time?
I mean, when I was in Fnatic, you know, it was my first World, so I mean, overall, I was a rookie back then, and I said it multiple times, but I didn't feel like, you know, I was a member of Fnatic, but it was hard for me, like, to really feel integrated, you know, in the team, because there was quite a lot of big names, right? So it's hard. It was hard for me, like, to find myself, you know, like, to raise my voice, etc. But right now it's a bit different, because no. Apart from Crony, I don't think there's big names, because only Crony is there for a while. But I can voice myself, right? And it feels so much different. And also, when I proved to myself that it was not a luck when I was in Fnatic that I qualified towards, because now I'm here with BDS, and I think I deserve to be here.
No disrespect for your teammates, of course, but it feels like you're the main character for BDS here. When you think of the fans, the overwhelming support that they brought you, the gods memes and everything. 3 champions down, by the way. 1 more to go. But did you think the fans would react this way?
I mean, of course not, right? Because I kind of knew that I had kind of a growing fan base from Korea, because there's, you know, this YouTuber that does a lot of videos from me, and he was already doing it from winter, so I kind of had this fan base growing more and more. But the day I got to Korea, and after we just beat GG's, it was just super amazing, right? Kind of unbelievable. I could not expect that. So I'm really glad, you know, to live that.
Former world champion Wolf actually praising Adam. For those who don't know the story, we'll touch on that a bit later in another interview. But let's focus on the match you're going to have tomorrow. I think it may be one of the hardest matchups you could have expected for PSG Talon, the next step. What is your resolution for this game? What can we expect from you guys?
I mean, I believe PSG and us were like the best teams out of all the planes. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us. And I do believe we should be a bit stronger than them. But of course, it's not going to be easy. So I would say if we kind of come up with the same mentality as we did today, with like confidence, and we know that we'll smash them, I think we should be winning in the end. But of course, we should not be underestimating. For example, when like on game 2, when I suicide on the Kaisa after the Nash.
Let's not do that.
You know, it happens. We can forget that, right? It never happened.
Never happened.
So yeah, thanks.
All right. Good mindset for tomorrow. Adam, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Good luck tomorrow, of course. And back to you guys in Dublin.
Thank you so much. Lord, that was a fantastic interview. Fantastic call out for Wolf as well. And I think I always love hearing from Adam. He's reflective. I think he's honest. I think he's quietly confident as well, but, you know, in a grounded sense. I mean, what's your biggest takeaway from that interview and from what he just said over the last few minutes?
Well, first of all, I think the biggest one for me was how was their reflections after their games against Team Wales, because I think that's where we care the most as an EU fan base in terms of the team that showed up that day.
I think BDS have done pretty well so far.
And I kind of get why he was frustrated as well. It did feel like he was playing a lot of the game and the teammates were sitting back a bit, but I also will say that ever since those conversations started, against TFM, that felt like a good practice run. Now against today's CFO today, that feels like a testament to the fact that the rest of BDS is back.
I really like that.
For two things that I got out of that one that I really enjoyed is this time feeling fully integrated, being able to
my food is heating up.
Comfortably speak his mind, and the other one keeping his teammates and himself accountable. Those two things can go really far off. You can go a long way.
Keeping teammates accountable.
Yeah.
Hang on now. Separate.
Okay.
What was your prediction for this series?
2-0 BDS.
What was your prediction for the series? And look at this camera, right? Tell the camera who you predicted to win. No, come on. Own
this
up.
Camera right here.
Own up. Adam taught me to keep your teammates